Video courtesy of Broadcastify. North Shore Fire and Rescue crews responding just after 11 o'clock Sunday night to a condo building near Park Plaza Court. 2 residents and 1 firefighter suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The firefighter was treated and released from the hospital. Now, the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Anti-Semitic graffiti damaging buildings in Waukesha County is now under investigation. Deputies reporting sometime between Friday night and Saturday morning, the graffiti was spray-painted on the Lisbon Village Hall and its 9/11 memorial. The graffiti including anti-Semitic phrases as well as references to the Bible. That incident, again, currently under investigation.
State regulators give the green light to another utilities plan for data center electric rates with some stipulations.
There are 12 more potential data centers in this utilities territory that are potentially in the works here.
The Public Service Commission decided that Alliant Energy must create a standard payment structure for all future hyperscale data center projects. But they did approve Alliant's request for an individual contract with Meta for the Beaver Dam campus. Commissioner Christy Nito saying that starting from scratch could do more harm in the meantime.
Existing customers would be exposed at a minimum to stranded asset cost risk for expensive transmission facilities that are being built.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Cole Allen, the man accused of shooting security guards at the White House Correspondents' dinner, enters a not guilty plea today. CBS's Katrina Kaufman.
He has pled not guilty to these 4 federal charges against him. That includes allegedly attempting to assassinate the president, and they're also claiming an attempted assault on a federal officer. So we now have his not guilty plea. We've also learned that discovery will be beginning soon. His lawyers are trying to argue that Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro, and potentially the entire D.C. office should be disqualified from this case.
A Secret Service officer was shot once in a bullet-resistant vest during the attack April 25th at the Washington Hilton. Allen is scheduled to return to court June 29th.
President Trump rejecting Iran's latest peace proposal.
Right now, after reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support.
Officials say the proposal included some concessions on Iran's disputed nuclear program. Iran continues to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed while the U.S. continues its blockage of Iranian ports.
Time now for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. A slow go this afternoon on Wall Street. Not a lot of gains, not a lot of losses. The Dow's off about 19 points this hour. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq up 45 and the S&P 500 up 18. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
No lottery luck for the Bucks. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra invites you to embark on a special journey across American music when it presents America the Beautiful, Patriotic Pops, May 22nd through the 24th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Celebrated trumpeter, vocalist, and principal pops conductor Byron Stripling will be your charismatic guide across a wide variety of genres that help define America's musical language, from folk songs and spirituals such as Shenandoah and Amazing Grace, to patriotic staples such as Stars and Stripes Forever, plus hits from the worlds of ragtime, jazz, and even R&B. Come, celebrate America 250 with America the Beautiful, Patriotic Pops, May 22nd through the 24th only. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
Hey everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Comfort Awnings. This year, reclaim your outdoor space like I did. Having the option to extend our awning when that summer sun gets too hot or when it's raining has been a game changer, and it allows my dogs, husband, and I to enjoy our patio every season. Right now, get up to $500 off any awning or screen. That's right, get 10% off up to $500 until the end of the month. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Bernhardt.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers complete a 3-game sweep of the Yankees with a 4-3 walk-off win on Mother's Day. Bryce Terang's 9th-inning homer with 2 outs. The difference...
He's got a ton of confidence in his game, and the kid just keeps taking steps every time. And, it's just fun watching it. And it helps having Churio and Vaughn back because, there's a little more help for him and William.
No game for Pat Murphy's Brewers today. The homestand continues Tuesday night with game 1 of a 3-game series against the Padres. And no lottery luck for the Bucks. They own the 10th pick in June's draft following Sunday's draft lottery. Bucks general manager John Horst.
An opportunity to add a player to our roster that can have a big impact, and hopefully a big impact quickly. It's also an opportunity to have an asset that we can consider using to build the team in other ways.
The 2-day draft begins June 23rd. And the NFL announces the Giants and Cowboys will meet up on September 13th in the first Sunday night football game of the 2026 season. The complete NFL regular season schedule will be revealed Thursday night.
To the roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We're doing pretty good as far as incidents go. Just a couple of broken down vehicles, nothing in the way of traffic. As far as our slowdowns, going to be a little tight out of 94 from the stadium, heading east over to about 27th Street right now. And then 4145 anywhere between Capitol Drive and about North Avenue. You'll be tapping the brakes either north or south.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Heard at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Plenty of sunshine today, high 61 inland, little cooler near the lake. Clouds on the increase tonight and a low of 40. Rain is likely on Tuesday. We do get a temperature bump, however, with highs about 73, wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Cloudy on Wednesday, a high of 61. It's 49 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:07.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Well, hope your weekend was great. Welcome in. It's a Monday edition of Wisconsin's Midday News. No Jessica this week. The award-winning Adam Roberts is joining us in the studio for a good portion of the week. We'll get to your awards because you had a wonderful Friday at the Milwaukee Press Club Awards event. Adam taking home the gold in a couple of different categories.
Yeah, it was good to be alongside you and the rest of the Wisconsin's Midday New crew as well. You were also being honored at that event on Friday.
We had a lot of fun. Vinny was the MC alongside of Susan Kim, and we had a great time Friday night. More on that coming up in the program. We are set to get started here. It's 12:08.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, 17 Americans and 1 British national aboard the Hondias cruise ship, where a hantavirus outbreak killed 3, are being quarantined at a facility in Nebraska after arriving early this morning. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Darian Sutton says the facility is high-tech and that the virus itself does not spread that easily when compared to the flu or COVID.
This facility in Omaha is a state-of-the-art biocontainment facility built to protect against or prevent the most infectious diseases. Now, it's important to note that this virus is not an infectious disease or considered that because it actually has a hard time transferring from person to person only under specific conditions. For example, a boat with close spaces, high-touch surfaces, and a lot of people in close proximity. But with that being said, and this new finding of this additional person testing positive, it is very likely that we will see an escalation of the preventative services or techniques that are used to prevent the spread of this infection.
So why Nebraska? What is it about Nebraska? Why are they all in Omaha, for goodness sake? Well, apparently this is the only federally funded quarantine facility of its kind in the United States. So everybody in Omaha. Meanwhile, you've got the World Health Organization and the CDC they got everybody under one roof, right? Everybody's able to be tested here and trying to figure out what their symptoms are, if they are safe to go. A lot of questions, though, and it could be several days, maybe even a week or more before those individuals are allowed to leave. 12 countries are currently monitoring people who disembarked from that ship before cases of hantavirus were confirmed. That includes the United States. 2 such passengers are from Georgia, 2 from Texas, 1 from Virginia, 1 from Arizona, and an unspecified number from California.
Bringing it here to Wisconsin, it's a return of rebate checks for millions of taxpayers. That's all part of a nearly $2 billion tax deal announced just about an hour ago from Governor Tony Evers, who is touring the state talking to students in Iowa County today, and that deal reached with state Republican leaders as well. So there's a lot of things included in the deal. It includes over $600 million in new funding for K through 12 schools, eliminating state income tax on tips and overtime. But here's what people are going to be talking about: the $850 million in direct support to more than 3 million Wisconsinites. So here's what it comes down to. If you filed a tax return in 2024 for that tax year and you received at least 90% of your income in Wisconsin, you'll be eligible to receive a $300 refund. And married couples who file jointly will receive $600, or their net liability, whichever is less. Still to be determined whether you will report this money on your taxes eventually anyway. As far as also when those checks could go out, that's still unknown. Meanwhile, this deal is not 100% done, but the announcement would seem to indicate that that's on the right path. State legislators are expected to vote on it on Wednesday. The governor then says he anticipates signing that proposal as early as next week.
We're going to go through this with Tim Sheehy, some of the highlights, because as you mentioned, over $600 billion for K through 12 schools. That's a pretty massive increase in the to the special education reimbursement rate, one of the largest in state history. Also, you've got millions of dollars in property tax relief, no tax on tips or overtime is a headline here, and up to $600 in direct payments for working families. That's if you file your taxes jointly. You mentioned $300. That'd be for individual tax filers.
Yep.
And finally, a court hearing today for Jonathan Ridnerneck, the guy charged with destruction of property by means of fire for starting the deadly Palisades fire in January of 2025. That fire killed 12 and destroyed over 6,000 structures. Ridnerneck pleaded not guilty in his arraignment. The prosecutors believe he's the guy. He was working as an Uber driver and ultimately started the Lockman fire the night of January 1st after dropping off a passenger in the Palisades. Well, that fire ultimately spread and became the Palisades fire. The defense is saying that California Fire Department is responsible. They failed to fully extinguish that fire. If they'd done their job properly, the Palisades fire would have never been. The judge expected to hear arguments regarding what evidence will be admissible during the upcoming trial. That includes internet search history, Uber passenger witness accounts, and so on. The trial is scheduled to begin on June 8th. It's 12:13 on WTMJ. MMAC Senior Advisor Tim Sheehy joining us on the other side.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
At Easy Cater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting, always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some power bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With Easy Cater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft, but that's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If they find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes in your financial accounts, they'll alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that can make all the difference. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com, 800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock, or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
I don't expect sunny skies today, but the warm temperatures we saw portions of last week, not expected to follow. A high around 49 today under those clear skies. Low tonight down to 39. The warmth does return for tomorrow. Could see highs in the 70s. That does come with a slight chance for rain, though, as well. 55 and cloudy on Wednesday. Right now, sunny skies and 46 in Milwaukee at 12:15. Time to check in on all things business with our senior advisor from the Milwaukee Metropolitan Association of Commerce, Tim Sheehy, with us on Wisconsin's Midday News. Tim, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, good to be with you, Adam and Greg.
Yeah, all right. I want to get started with this news that dropped about an hour ago regarding a deal reached on a Wisconsin tax bill that's been negotiated for months and months, but the governor and state Republicans coming to an agreement on this. There's lots to comb through, including more than $600 million in extra money for K through 12 schools. You also have this check situation going out where joint filers and single filers will receive either $300 or $600 in relief, to the tune of $850 million in total. And going through all of this, Tim, what's your first glean on the fact that this is being reached with just about 6 months to go until Election Day?
Yeah, I think this is the art of compromise, and I think both the governor got what he was interested in getting, and so did the Republican legislative leaders. Ironically, all three of them are not running for office, so maybe that had something to do with it, but they still have to get their constituencies to support this. And bottom line, Wisconsin was carrying about a $2.5 billion surplus, and this will spend about 1.8 of that $2.5 billion surplus. And as you noted, there are some really good things in this package. One is that Wisconsin will now cover 50% of the cost of special education, up from 42%. You're going to get a property tax reduction for both local and technical college school districts. Money will be put towards that. You identified the tax rebate, which is very interesting, $600 per married couple, $300 for an individual filer. And then I believe there's also an exemption for tips being taxed in overtime. So all in all, it's a really good package both for the taxpayers and for things like K-12 education that are important to Wisconsin's future.
Tim, are these direct rebate payments? In other words, if you're an individual tax filer in 2024, you filed a return, you'll just get a $300 check or perhaps even direct deposit, and then married couples filing jointly up to $600?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And the way I believe this works is that you will get the greater of your $600 if you're a married couple, or $300. You'll get that unless your tax liability wasn't that high, and then you'll get what your tax liability was. So for most people, their tax liability will exceed $300 as an individual and $600 as a married couple, so you'll get that reimbursement, and that total will cost about $850 million. In a sense, state government's giving us back what we paid in taxes in this rebate.
It is interesting, though, if I can follow up on that, Tim. So this was framed in the release that we got today as a way to help respond to rising costs and help Wisconsin households make ends meet. Now, the counter to that would be that, $300, $600 is not nothing, but it is relatively small compared to what some people do have to pay just to get by. Wouldn't you agree?
I would. And so those parameters are understandable, but you have to look at the context of Wisconsin must balance its budget, and we certainly want to carry some modest surplus. So spending $850 million to kind of write these checks back to taxpayers is what state government within its surplus could afford to do. So those are the parameters on that.
Any reason to believe that this will not move through? There's still a couple of steps in the process here, Tim. Today being, I guess, the breaking news, but there's still a short ways to go here through this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joint Finance, which is the budget writing committee for the legislature, has to take this up tomorrow, and then I believe both houses will vote on it Wednesday. I would be surprised, knowing Speaker Voss and Majority Leader Lemieux, that they have not kind of run this through their caucus and have gotten support for it, or they would not have agreed to the governor, and the governor certainly checked with the Democratic side of the aisle. So I would expect this to have a clear sailing come Wednesday.
MMAC Senior Advisor Tim Sheehy joining us here on Wisconsin's Midday News. A new report here, Tim, from the MMAC and Marquette University Center for Applied Economics. It highlights Metro Milwaukee's economy, and it says it's on solid ground. I'm curious how that's defined and what factors lead to the designation.
Sure, it's a great question. And one of the factors that leads to that is that these key indicators, and I'll describe them quickly, outperform what's going on in the national level. So the first one is unemployment. And unemployment in Metro Milwaukee remains at 3.9%, which is well below the 4.7% on the U.S. average. Wages are up 2.6% year over year. We've had really strong construction activity, in large part due to the data center build-out. So job growth in the construction sector is up almost 10%. And then the last indicator is median home price, which is $387,000 right now, which is up 3.4% versus a decline nationally at 2.2%. So those key indicators put our economy on what we call solid ground.
On that last point about the median housing price, Tim, does affordable housing also factor in, and our area's availability of that housing or lack thereof?
Yeah, it's a great question. And to that point, Wallet Hub, which does a national quality of life ranking that includes, housing costs, safety, and a number of other things, just ranked Wisconsin number 4. And a big part of that is that our median housing price, $387,000, is relatively affordable compared to the rest of the U.S. So you want affordable housing if you're buying into the market, and you want your housing value going up if you're selling out of the market. So we have a little bit of a Goldilocks syndrome here in terms of the best of both worlds.
You mentioned the construction growth, and that's clearly tied to projects happening with Microsoft and Eli Lilly. I mean, these are massive projects. But once those builds are complete, Tim, is there a plan to transition those construction jobs into permanent roles perhaps in this region?
Yeah, it's interesting, not only the data centers, but we also often overlook the $4 billion that Eli Lilly is putting in, to build a new plant. And if you look at the data centers, unlike most construction projects where we see a crane go up, it's there for a year and then it's down, those data center construction projects have a long tail on them. Some of them 30 to 36 months. So this won't be a one and done. But that will be a challenge as that tail kind of runs out in future years, specifically on the data center builds, and we'll have to look for new opportunities to grow the economy beyond that.
Tim, want to transition here. You've got a good pulse on downtown Milwaukee, as good as most people that I talk to on a regular basis, and we've got the situation with the food trucks that is still a thing right now, even though a ruling that would have banned sales after 10 p.m. in the entertainment areas is on hold till at least June 10th. But it has sparked a lot of conversation about this balance between economic opportunity for people who are operating these trucks versus very valid safety concerns for those who are frequenting those trucks and just going about their business downtown. What say you?
Yeah, it just puts a spotlight on that old pyramid we all looked at called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And the first baseline there is safety. And so when you see the issue of safety crop up, it threatens a lot of the quality of life things that we like to enjoy. And, people going out on State Street and enjoying themselves and then having a meal at a food truck later at night are one of those things that are being threatened by a lack of safety. I understand both sides of this. One is the food trucks operating past 10 p.m. as bars start to shut down and they draw crowds, and those crowds get a little bit unruly. On the flip side, we're taking this all out on the food truck vendors who are there providing a service to, people on State Street and elsewhere, and that can seem unfair. But the bottom line here is that when safety in a community is threatened, it upends the rest of the things that we really enjoy. And we need a greater focus on what will make State Street a safer environment, what we can do. And I think not just pin it on the back of people trying to provide a service through food trucks.
MMAC Senior Advisor Tim Sheehy, a weekly guest here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Tim, we always appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you bet. Have a good day.
You do the same. Tim Sheehy joins us every week here on Wisconsin's Midday News, and business headlines are sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. It's horiconbank.com. Truly the natural choice. The food truck thing is interesting. All you got to do, Adam, is build this perimeter of fencing like we had for the RNC, not allow vehicles to get into that area at all. You charge people a fee maybe to get into the district that they want to hang out and party at. Right? Just big fencing. All you need are big fences.
Well, it's so interesting because we have a model that works in the city of Milwaukee. Zocalo Food Truck Park is not too far away down on 6th Street in a very contained, set-up environment. There are set hours that you can go in and do things. So we already have a blueprint there. I understand it might be hard to transition to downtown, but there's at least something to look at.
1226, news coming up.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Well, if you've been hurt in an accident, you make a call to Gruber. They're going to handle it for you. Your legal case while you focus on healing. Greg Matzekir, Gruber Law Offices operates for you. They've been doing it for 40 years here in the state of Wisconsin. You focus on healing, they focus on the legal case, and they get results. In fact, those results speak for themselves. With Gruber, there's no fee or cost to call, no cost to consult or retain the firm. Never a fee with Gruber until they win your case. That's what they've been doing for 4 decades, providing the best care, service, and representation. All top priorities. And giving back to the community. Did the 100 Holes of Golf event for the MAC Fund last week. Not a surprise. Gruber, a major presenting sponsor for that event. They support so many wonderful initiatives throughout the year, each and every year. It's Gruber Law Offices, locally known but nationally recognized. Check them out online at gruber-law.com. And if you've been hurt in an accident, make the call to 414-276-6666.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Graffiti. I lost 45 pounds last year on Milwaukee Weight Loss. Great coaching, resetting your metabolism. So if you want to lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, up to a pound per day, and for a limited time, get this $200 off with their spring special. Book your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. It worked for me, it can work for you. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own Accunet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery, right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. Their gorgeous showroom is the most up-to-date in our state, featuring luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more. They'll work right with your contractor or designer and make the process seamless. They even offer brands where you can choose from custom colors. As a small family-owned company with one location, they deliver impeccable service with a personal touch. Visit ApplianceGalleryWI.com or stop in today.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Are you like me? Do you stress about your home, how it looks, or maybe you're worried about something leaking? Well, you can live with peace of mind and without stress by getting a new roof from Tri-County Contracting. Get yourself a free instant roof quote right now. Go to TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's that easy. It's roofing, siding, and windows that'll make you love your home again. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, a deadly shooting at the Oshkosh Fleet Farm.
I'm Adam Roberts. Property tax relief could soon be coming for Wisconsinites.
Plenty of sun today, high 61, 52 near the lake. Increasing clouds tonight at a low of 40. We're currently at 49 under sunny skies in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Passengers evacuated from the Dutch cruise ship arrived in the U.S. 17 Americans and one British citizen living in the U.S. taken to facilities to quarantine in that hantavirus outbreak. ABC's Jim Ryan says the majority are in Nebraska.
That includes one in a biocontainment unit, a bubble. The other two were taken to Atlanta's Emory University for further assessment and care. Dr. Brendan Jackson of the CDC says those testing negative and showing no symptoms might soon be able to go home.
We want to do this in the least restrictive way possible that is still safe, that protects the health and safety of both the passengers and their communities.
For everyone who is aboard the Hondias, the next 42 days will be spent carefully watching for symptoms of hantavirus.
After rejecting Iran's latest proposal, President Trump now says he may temporarily lift the federal gas tax for Americans, all to help ease high gas prices. At a hearing today, Cole Allen, the suspect in the assassination attempt of President Trump at the Correspondents' dinner, pleaded not guilty to all 4 counts. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 12:31. One person is dead after an officer-involved shooting at a fleet farm.
It happened at the Oshkosh store near Washburn Street and Witzel Avenue Sunday morning. Police were called to the store for a man with a handgun. When they arrived, he allegedly ignored commands and began walking towards an officer in the parking lot while pulling a gun from his waistline. One officer fired his weapon and struck the man. The man later died at the hospital. The officer is on paid administrative leave. No law enforcement or civilians were hurt. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Several security officers at Mayfair Mall were accidentally pepper sprayed while trying to break up a fight there Saturday afternoon.
Wauwatosa police say officers responded to the mall around 2:15 for 2 people fighting. Investigators say mall security attempted to use pepper spray during the incident, but several security officers were accidentally sprayed instead. One security officer was taken to the hospital for treatment, and police say the 2 people involved in the fight were cited for disorderly conduct. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Governor Tony Evers and state Republican leaders reached bipartisan deal to provide property tax relief while investing in Wisconsin schools. Senior advisor to the MMAC, Tim Sheehy, breaks down what's included in the proposal.
Wisconsin will now cover 50% of the cost of special education, up from 42%. You're going to get a property tax reduction for both local and technical college school districts. Money will be put towards that. The tax rebate, $600 per married couple, $300 for an individual filer. And then I believe there's also an exemption for tips being taxed in overtime.
Sheehy says Wisconsin was carrying about a $2.5 billion surplus, and the proposed package would spend about $1.8 billion of it. The legislature will take up the deal for vote when they return to the state capitol later this week.
The proposed Breck Athletic Complex in Big Bend could become a major tourism driver for the area. The multi-phase project would host regional youth sports tournaments near I-43 and Highway 164. The developer, Eric Weishar, talking with WTMJ.
Not only do you get the tax benefit from, just the property value and, as far as the commercial property goes for this particular municipality, Big Bend, but the surrounding area is going to benefit because we're going to be bringing in, people from, all over the Midwest and around the country.
Weishar says youth baseball alone could bring in nearly 150,000 people to the site annually.
Milwaukee's Department of Public Works is preparing for another busy fall leaf collection season. City leaders say unusual weather patterns last year forced the crews to balance leaf pickup and snow and ice operations. DPW Commissioner Gerald Kruschke.
This fall, we will move forward with a collection program that includes both traditional rakeout and bagged leaf collection using compostable bags. And I want to emphasize that bagging is only an option. You don't have to bag. You don't have to rake out leaves. Leaves can be composted in backyards and systems for natural low-waste options that benefit your garden.
Kruschke says leaves left in roadways can block storm drains, create flooding issues, and slow down collections crews.
Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
This report brought to you by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
When you see the relief on a husband's face, the tears of joy from a wife, a son, or a daughter, you understand the magnitude of what we're doing here. I'm Dr. Matthew Cooper, Director of Solid Organ Transplantation at the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. As we look to lead the way in transplantation, we're always thinking about what's next and how to maximize outcomes and quality. Clinical trials, scientific research, using the latest technology, offering living donor transplantation, they're all crucial to how we're advancing the science. None of this happens without an all-star team. We mobilize the best of every supporting discipline, from mental health to dietary to pharmacy. We don't have to refer patients outside of the system. The transplant experts are right here. At the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing ahead because the work we do not only changes the playing field, it changes lives.
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2027. We partner with Holland America to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Brewers complete a 3-game sweep of the Yankees with a 4-3 walk-off win on Mother's Day. Bryce Terang's ninth-inning home run, the difference.
He's got a ton of confidence in his game, and the kid just keeps taking steps every time. And, it's just fun watching it. And it helps having Churio and Vaughn back because, there's a little more help for him and William.
No game for the Brewers today. The homestand continues Tuesday night with game 1 of a 3-game series against the Padres. And no lottery luck for the Bucks. They own the 10th pick in June's draft following Sunday's draft lottery.
An opportunity to add a player to our roster that can have a big impact, and hopefully a big impact quickly. It's also an opportunity to have an asset that we can consider using to build the team in other ways.
Bucks GM John Horst, and the 2-day draft begins on June 23rd. And the NFL announces the Giants and Cowboys will meet up September 13th in the first Sunday night football game of the season. The complete NFL schedule will be revealed Thursday night.
Off to the roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Some volume starting to pick up right around American Family Field, east and west on 94, anywhere between Mitchell Boulevard and 27th Street. You'll be on your usual tap on the brakes as you work through the barrels and the construction zone. And it's getting a little bit heavier as you head on 4145 north right now, right around Highway 100, all the way up towards Capitol Drive. You'll be tapping the brakes. And then southbound from Silver Spring, actually, check that up to Mill Road. And then the slowdowns end once you get past Capitol towards Burleigh.
Plenty of sunshine today, high of 61 degrees, a little cooler near the lake. Clouds roll in tonight at a low of 40. It's currently 49 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:38. So I'm absolutely fascinated with this story. Story of the week. I'm going to put a stamp on it here for Wisconsin's Midday News. The youngest alumnus in the history of Carroll University is about to become the youngest Marquette University Law School graduate in 75 years. Anthony Sikorsky is his name. He started high school at the age of 9. He started college at the age of 14. And now at the age of 21, he is on track to graduate this weekend from MU Law School. And Anthony Sikorsky's achievement, it's extraordinary. No doubt about that. But you combine it with accelerated education with resilience against chronic illness, you've got quite the amazing story. And Anthony joins us in our studio. Thanks for joining us, Anthony.
Oh, of course. Pleasure to be here.
I'd like you to first comment on your health challenges. Your journey in education is absolutely remarkable, but it's been made more challenging due to health struggles. What are those challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, so about halfway through my time at Carroll, right at the year after the pandemic hit, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which has been the largest of my health struggles for the past few years. But nothing's, nowadays is like it was almost a decade ago. I was in the hospital 4 times in a single school year. I'm not going to say the law school has been a piece of cake. I've had COVID twice. I was in the hospital briefly after my second year for some Crohn's-related problems, low iron. But dealing with the health struggles, by this point, it's a routine. Everybody has their own struggles to overcome. Mine is health. Other people have, troubles in education, troubles with their family. I'm blessed to not have that. So I just try and work through them the best I can, keeping my eyes on the prize, which is doing as well as I can in life.
What's something about Crohn's that you wish more people understood? Because I remember when I first learned about Crohn's, I was in high school and I had a teammate on my golf team that had Crohn's, and it was hard for me to understand. I only had a base level of it. What's something you wish more people knew?
Something that I wish more people knew is that while you can go into remission, it's never cured. So every 4 weeks, my mom takes me down to the Frater Infusion Clinic to get infliximab. It's the medicine I take to quell the inflammation in my gut. That will continue for probably as long as I'm alive, unless there's some miraculous advancement in science. And as I alluded to a little earlier, while it's very much largely under control, not fun. The weekend after my finishing my second year of law school, which also happened to be Mother's Day weekend, spending the night in the hospital because of it.
Hey, Anthony, you're also battling cystic fibrosis. Is that correct?
Yes. Lung infections, again, a lot less pronounced than they used to be. But yeah, my brother and I did vest treatments every morning and every night for many, many years. We made the most of them. Played Mario games together.
What grades did you skip? And who encouraged you to do so? Because you obviously have a bright mind and showed the ability to advance in school quicker than most people who go through any level of education. You did it while facing health challenges, cystic fibrosis first, Crohn's disease second, now both together. But at some point, somebody had to say, you know what? This kid's a little different in the classroom, and you might be able to move him through the system a little quicker. Who helps make those decisions, and how involved were you in those decisions?
So that was all left to the wonderful judgment of my parents and educational psychologist, Dr. Sylvia Rim. This started back when I lived in South Elgin, Illinois, went to the now closed Da Vinci Academy. I skipped kindergarten and second grade. And then after third grade, this is 2012, we moved to Heartland, where in the middle of fourth grade, I was moved up to sixth grade. I was already doing sixth grade math. But aside from one more skip in math I've done every year of school since then, I just tried to work hard, be dedicated at what I did. Again, wonderful parents who recognize this, a good educational network. Not going to say that I was very much involved in making decisions of what to skip. I just knew that every grade that I skipped, I was one step closer to being where I needed to be. Skipping 4 grades, I should be done with my junior year of college now if I did everything normally. And that's kind of a hard thought for a guy who's about to graduate from law school.
Can you speak a bit about how critical it is then to have that supportive family network, whether it's your mother, whether it's anyone else in your family behind you, helping you out, even if they can't understand having it be like a shared lived experience, still being there to power you through the whole way?
Yes. I've always remarked in law school that, no matter how I may feel in the halls, when I come home, I know I have a wonderful family to listen to me, who I can talk with, who I can listen to, who I can just have fun and enjoy my time with. Because of some uveitis, eye inflammation complications from the Crohn's disease, I don't have a driver's license. So if it wasn't from my mom, taking her time every day to bring my brother and I, because he's a sophomore, just got done with sophomore year at Marquette, he's in the business school. Without her, we wouldn't be able to get there every day. My dad works at G Healthcare. He, anytime I would need to buy a book for the law review or bring in snacks for the members, he would go out, without any hesitation. And my brother, we try to play the Switch together at least every Thursday or Friday, either Mario Kart or Smash Brothers. So, if it wasn't for my family, there's a reason why the end of my student comment for the Law Review, which got published earlier this year, almost all of my dedications, the author's footnote, are to my family. I wouldn't be here without them.
Anthony Sikorsky is 21 years old now. He started high school at the age of 9 and was enrolled at Carroll University at the age of 13, attending classes as a 14-year-old. Did you ever feel, Anthony, like there was some sort of barrier or maybe even an advantage when interacting with classmates and professors at your stages of schooling, be it as a college freshman at the age of 14 or as a law school freshman at the age of 18?
The age conundrum has become less pronounced as the years have gone on. I looked a lot younger than my peers when I started college at 14, and then when I went off to law school at 18. But I don't really think it's ever been a barrier. I don't really talk about it to many people. I'd rather people just judge me on the basis of what I put out and personality, interests, and whatnot. But everybody's always fascinated when they hear how old I am. But I've always just felt the need to, whether it was the first grade I skipped or now where I am, to prove that I belong where I am. And I like to think I've done a decent job at that.
So following graduation, you're going to be admitted into the state bar. And then it sounds like once we get to the end of summer, you've got your eyes set on working at the Wisconsin State Supreme Court, right?
I think I said is a little too euphemistic. Yes, I do. It took until my last week of law school for me to figure out what I was going to do after graduation, but I think it was well worth the wait. I'm looking forward to starting clerking for the state Supreme Court.
So explain real quick what a clerk's role is with the state's high court, just for someone who doesn't understand.
Certainly. So I'll give the outsider's view. Before the oral arguments for the cases are held, I'll do research on them and prepare what's known as a bench memo for Justice Ziegler, the justice who I'll be working for. And it basically summarizes, the facts and procedural history of the case, the parties' arguments, and then how I think the case should come out. And then I'll listen to the oral arguments, and once I learn, how the vote breakdown is, I might be asked to draft an opinion for her. So I'll do more research and exchange drafts and whatnot. So that's kind of what a clerk does. It's all the behind the scenes work, but it's a lot of legal writing, legal research, which is why I loved in law school.
Well, you've got practice now managing Crohn's disease, cystic fibrosis with your schooling, and law school can be quite the pace, right? You've got a proven record of being able to do that. How will you help manage your own personal health as you kind of launch into this new world beyond school?
Yes, living arrangements in Madison are still to be determined. My sincere hope is to be able, at least most days, to commute back and forth. My dad was checking out apartments over the weekend. Again, my mom, I'm blessed that she has always kept like an eagle eye over William and I's health, and I don't want that to change. But I'll do what I must. I think we all do what we must. But my mom's always kept me from falling over the cliff. Other than that, she's allowed me to do what I feel is best, what I need to do in life. But yeah, it'll be a change. It'll be the first time since I was 2 or 3, in the fall, I won't be going off to school.
Anthony Sikorsky will graduate here this weekend officially, the youngest MU Law graduate in 75 years. We didn't really get into it much, but you started pre-med at Carroll, and then you pivoted to law. What was that switch? What prompted that?
Yeah, so I was accepted into the pre-law program at Marquette while I was choosing where to go for college. I ultimately went with Carroll, biology major, biochemistry, math minors. The pandemic hit in 2020. Actually, it was the first time where we were all healthy as the world kind of burned around us. Then the next year, as I said, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And at that point, I was, trying to reason through what would I do after college. And between medical school and law school, medical school was seen a lot more physically taxing. And at the age of 18, I did not want to get into that. And so my mom and I had kept in touch with, some of the admissions people at the law school. So we reached out, in my senior year of college, and I got a wonderful personal tour of the law school. And a couple months later, I applied, and then it was May or June, I was accepted. And so, again, the interest in law goes all the way back to my 7th and 8th grade social studies classes, learning about, American government, American politics, and then my longtime fascination with elections. That was really all I knew going into law school. But, I'm very happy with the way things worked out. I couldn't imagine now pivoting again and going back to do medical stuff, at least in the near future.
Oh, you decided to keep it easy then and just do law school. So,
yes.
Geez, unbelievable. Anthony, it's a remarkable story. Congratulations on all that you have achieved and continued success for you as you battle personal health issues along with a young and bright future here in Wisconsin government. And who knows where it goes after that. Amazing story. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you.
Yeah, Anthony Sikorsky here. He will graduate officially this weekend as part of MU's law class of 2026, youngest in 75 years, a historic feat. It's 12:51.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house. Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzik households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP Smart Side siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
ACS Group has business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. ACS Group's IT manager, Mark Reinhardt.
I feel James Imaging Systems, being local, I get to meet the people, see the people. They come in and find out what our needs are, and they're just great folks.
Great folks who partner with you and your business.
Absolutely. I categorize James Imaging Systems as a partner because they come in, again, sit down, understand our needs, listen to what things are bothering us, obstacles that we have, and they help bring us really cost-effective solutions.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and business technology expertise to help your business do business better.
That's huge for me and keeps us running smoothly, and we're able to focus on other things for this business.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
So if you missed any of the interview with Anthony Sikorsky, please head to our podcast page. Gina will have that up in a matter of moments. He was also the editor of the MU Law Review. So think about this. You're in high school at 9, college at 14. He never really had a job, right? He just, I had a job at the Sunglass Hut, and that was great when I was 16. Well, at the age of 16, he was a junior in college. So he ended up being the editor for the MU Law Review and managing a group of staff in writing and editing and all that kind of work while managing cystic fibrosis, Crohn's disease, which caused him to lose about 60 pounds, by the way, and to this point now of graduation, where he still has to monitor his health. He still has to be cautious where he is at all times. Getting sick with the cold or the flu can really accentuate those other things that he has going on right now. But an unbelievable story here of a local kid who is going to graduate now at the age of 21 from MU Law School.
You know what really rang with me was when he mentioned developing his love for what he's going to be doing now, working on the high court as a clerk for Justice Ziegler. When he mentioned that he fell in love with it during his 7th and 8th grade civics classes, learning about American government, and I put myself right back in that 7th grade class when I developed my love for geography. I really enjoy just where things are on maps and where things are in the world. And I remember getting that love began in the 6th and 7th grade. So it was just fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people can relate.
Check out our podcast page built by Side Again Limited at WTMJ.com. News coming up.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings. This year, reclaim your outdoor space like I did. Having the option to extend our awning when that summer sun gets too hot or when it's raining has been a game changer, and it allows my dogs, husband, and I to enjoy our patio every season. Right now, get up to $500 off any awning or screen. That's right, get 10% off up to $500 until the end of the month. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit ComfortAwnings.com to learn more.
Hey, thanks, Deb. Oh, it was a great Mother's Day at the Hounds and Tap. We drove by, coming back from my daughter's soccer tournament yesterday. Had a nice crowd, people hanging out in the sunshine. That indoor-outdoor tavern had a great crowd, people hanging out with their dogs at the Hounds and Tap. You can do that. Sunday is family day, so bring the kids. But stop by anytime, really, when they're open. You might see a food truck there, might watch the game. Picture yourself in that setting with your dog. Hey, if you got a longer than expected work day, you can also rely on the Hounds and Tap for doggy daycare, boarding services if you're headed out of town, and grooming if you just need a nail trim or maybe a full-on spa day. These are top-tier services and unbelievable people and staff at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. There is no place like it. If you're a dog owner and you've not connected with the Hounds and Tap yet, hey, get on board here. Connect with them, the Hounds and Tap. Check them out online at thehoundsandtap.com.
You ever see the sign above the highway? The number of people that have been killed on the road? My wife, my son, and my unborn child were killed by a distracted driver. They were more than just a number.
Your phone isn't worth it. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, you're gonna love it all. When you shop at St. Vincent de Paul, old things, new things here for you. We're always changing, we're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 101. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, May 11th. Your top story, the president calling the Iran ceasefire on life support.
I'm Adam Roberts. A car theft caper at the Chick-fil-A.
Mostly sunny today, high 61 inland, 52 near the lake. Clouds on the increase tonight at a low of 40. It's 49 and sunny in Milwaukee at 102. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, President Trump says he doesn't accept the response from the Iranians on the one-page White House memorandum to end the war.
Reiterating his position that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, President Trump on Monday signaled pessimism about the current state of the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, telling reporters,
It's unbelievably weak. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it.
The president went on to say the ceasefire is on, quote, massive life support, but he insists he's not under any pressure to make a deal to end the conflict. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
With a recent cruise ship outbreak of a hantavirus strain that spread from person to person, efforts are now renewed to develop a treatment for the highly infectious disease.
Hantavirus is most often spread through exposure with infected rodents. The recent cruise ship cases transmitted from person to person, alarming public health officials across the globe. The Wall Street Journal now reports that there are some promising candidates for a vaccine and treatment already sitting on a shelf and awaiting tests on human subjects. Among the candidates, an antibody designed to attack hantavirus, which has shown to protect hamsters from the Andes strain in question, developed by an international consortium of researchers. Brandon Eisen for CBS News, Chicago.
Closer to home, one person and a dog are dead following an overnight house fire in Sheboygan.
We have the occupant located. Message received. Bring him all to the front. Event for 61. He is obviously deceased.
That audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Fire crews responded to a home near Pershing Avenue just after midnight after reports of smoke and smoke alarms sounding inside the home. They found the fire burning in the kitchen and the stairway. One person and a dog were found dead. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Car theft at a Chick-fil-A in Racine County. 2 company vehicles stolen from the Mount Pleasant restaurant on Washington Avenue Friday afternoon. The suspects believed to be teenage boys, one of whom led police on a car and foot chase in Racine. It took officers, K-9 units, and drones to find the 16-year-old, who was then arrested. Both cars, Kia Souls with Chick-fil-A branding, have since been returned.
An African marabou stork spotted across northeast Wisconsin is now drawing large crowds. The bird has recently been seen in places, including Fond du Lac, Green Bay, and Sheboygan. Wildlife rescuer Jessica Saunders tells WTMJ the social media attention makes it harder to safely capture the bird.
This is cool. This is a very, very cool thing. But this is also
a bird that is way out of its normal environment and a little bit tame, looking at all the movement of the people in and out of their cars, and it's not safe for anybody at this point.
Saunders says the bird appears overstimulated by the crowds, the barking dogs, and people getting just too close.
News about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everyone in the green to start the 1 o'clock hour here. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, all with about 0.3% of gains to start the hour. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 105.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's Miraculous No Small Print Warranty yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's WTNJ Steve Scafidi. How about this? Join Capri Communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and get this, speakers like Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker. That's awesome. Performers like the Ukuleles and Golden Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day. Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and you'll be entered to win a Packers game day experience. That's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers kick off a 6-game homestand with a 3-game sweep of the Yankees, winning but room to grow, according to manager Pat Murphy.
We're not swinging the bat great by any stretch, but there's guys that are they're starting to understand it's okay. I got another at bat. I mean, that's what it's all about, just staying relentless. But we didn't swing the bat great, but we just chip away, and there's high standards, and those guys love the opportunity to compete.
No game for the Brewers, who have won 4 straight. Tonight, the homestand continues Tuesday night against the Padres. After the NBA's draft lottery dust settled, the Bucks walked away with the number 10 pick overall in June's draft. General Manager John Horst.
It's important to have that asset no matter what, and I think we're really excited about that, knowing that these players in this range are really talented.
Washington Wizards win the lottery and own the top overall selection. And the NFL will release its complete regular season schedule on Thursday. The Cowboys and Giants will kick off the Sunday Night Football schedule September 13th.
To the roads now, your WTMJ time saver traffic. Looks like we just a few moments ago got a crash that is going to be right in the zoo. This is the ramp from 894 heading north over to 94 east. Looks like it may be a shoulder blocking issue right now. Not getting a great visual on this from the cameras at the DOT, but this just happened a few moments ago, so might be working to get a visual on it. Just be aware of it. It just happened as you go from 894 and head on the exit towards 94 into downtown Milwaukee. You will encounter that incident. Elsewhere, 94, as you head west from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard through the construction zone, is just a touch slow. And you'll be tapping the brakes right now on 4145 south from Mill Road all the way down towards Capitol Drive.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your rock solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Lauren Larson with your 5-day Storm Team forecast. Cool and sunny today with temperatures making it to the mid-50s. Overnight, still seeing those cold temperatures likely to fall into the upper 30s across southeast Wisconsin. Now, Tuesday will be warmer with temperatures in the low 70s, but that comes with some rain showers. Rain likely throughout the morning, and then a chance for some stronger thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening. As you look towards Wednesday, we are back below average with highs in the low 60s and mostly sunny skies, sunshine and low 60s for Thursday as well, before the storm chances and 70s return into the weekend. Latest weather updates are always available at TMJ4.com. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Lauren Larson.
49 and sunny in Milwaukee at 110.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Happy NFL schedule release week for those who follow such things. This is what they do. So they've got all these different networks and streaming services that carry NFL games now, and everybody gets a little bite of the apple before the full schedule is released in prime time. They've been really made an event out of this whole thing. That'll be Thursday night. So you get these little drops. Sunday Night Football, here's the opener. Midweek, you're going to have the international games, and it's possible the Packers could play in an international game this year. I had them pegged to play a game in Munich. If that's the case, they'd be playing the Lions in Germany. Sign me up for that. That might be better than playing actually in Detroit.
Time, actually.
Nonetheless, so this will be interesting. You got this slow kind of roll. You might get an Amazon Prime game leaked before too long. Good Morning Football is going to have the international games, like I mentioned. Good Morning America usually has some sort of release in advance of Thursday. So it's kind of a week-long sort of thing where anybody who's got a major stake in broadcast rights for the NFL gets to have their time.
You mentioned Giants-Cowboys, September 13th is the first one.
That's your Sunday Night Football.
And it doesn't move the needle for me.
Right. So every year I do this. I try and guess the schedule. Who are the Packers going to play? And it's a ridiculous exercise because if you get two right, that's considered like a win. But I do analyze things and trends, and I try and pick up on it. My early leader in the clubhouse, I think the Packers are going to open the season at home with a noon game against the Carolina Panthers. That is my official guess. It's a guess and nothing more than a guess. That is my guess.
It's a very interesting guess. It raised both of my eyebrows.
Oh, yes, because it's not sexy in any way, shape, or form.
At all.
And by and large, the Packers, it's either a home run in terms of national ratings or it's kind of a snooze fest. There's very little in between.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, number one, potential relief at the pump for motorists. The president is supporting putting on pause the 18-cent tax on gas. Any suspension would require approval from Congress, and several lawmakers say they're going to introduce bills this week.
The president says he does support putting the 18-cent tax on pause.
It's a small percentage, but it's still money.
As for how long it would be temporarily suspended,
until it's appropriate.
Any suspension would require approval from Congress. Several lawmakers say they'll introduce bills this week. Once the war ends, the president insists the price of gas and oil.
You're going to see it drop like a rock.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Kind of holding steady here the last several days. As of today, the average price of regular gasoline in Wisconsin, right around that $4.38 mark per gallon. Diesel remains at an all-time high, however, in southeastern Wisconsin, about $5.65 or so. That hit its all-time high late last week. So that hasn't really moved all that much. It's gone up quite a bit, but gas is sort of stabilized here. It got into that $4.80 range in some parts and has dipped back to the $4.50s in some parts. Now you're still paying quite a bit, and it'll remain such, I think, for the bulk of the summer.
Number 2, happening later this hour. A man charged with criminally breaking into and damaging the Church of the Jesu in Milwaukee last month will hear whether a judge believes he is competent or not to stand trial. Aaron Ferris of Green Bay is accused of using an axe to break into the church on April 5th. During a standoff inside with police, body cam footage showing the interaction between the man and authorities.
Put that down now! Throw the axe down now! Get out, get down, get down! Get away from the axe!
The criminal complaint alleges Ferris had reiterated multiple times during the encounter with police that he was, quote, God, and that was his way of getting the world's attention. Also at one point states, if you shoot me, the bullet will head towards me and then turn around and go back towards you. The church saying the damage adds up to around $50,000. And again, that competency hearing is scheduled later this hour at the Milwaukee County Courthouse.
And finally, a crazy story here, first reported by the Wall Street Journal. Bucks co-owner Wesley Edens and former romantic partner Shangli Lu of New York, she allegedly tried to blackmail him in what is being described as a blackmail and sextortion case.
Prosecutors claim months after they began a relationship, Lowe wrote Edens claiming she'd been mentally incapacitated when they had sex, saying her home has cameras. She allegedly threatened to release compromising pictures of him. Prosecutors say Edens denied Lowe's allegations but agreed to settle with her for $6.5 million. But they say Lowe later demanded more than $1 billion. She's pleaded not guilty to blackmail and destruction of records. Edens is not commenting, but he is expected to testify at the upcoming trial.
This is a crazy story.
Absolutely.
We'll dive more into it coming up a little later in the program, but the defense of Edens is saying, or I guess its prosecutors are saying, that the material that included Edens' likeness, prosecutors are saying that his face was superimposed onto another person's body. Like this lady had cameras all over her place, including just hiding in very inconspicuous areas where you wouldn't even think to look for a camera. So she was catching all this stuff on video, whatever they were doing behind closed doors. And initially, Edens agreed to a $6.5 million settlement with $1 million up front to make this go away. But then negotiations collapsed when Lowe allegedly tried to increase the demand to $1.2 billion after a health diagnosis, which essentially was an STD that she tried to blame on Edens for more money.
Just dollar amounts that are almost unfathomable for most of us to even comprehend.
Edens has been cooperating with federal authorities for months. He's expected to testify under oath at the upcoming trial. Lowe, for whatever it's worth, remains under house arrest. She was arrested over a year ago trying to flee to China, for what it's worth. It's 1:17.
Hey, it's WTNJ's Steve Scafidi. How about this? Join Capri Communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and get this, speakers like Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker. That's awesome. Performers like the Ukulades and Golden Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day. Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and you'll be entered to win a Packers game day experience. That's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Hey, if you're catching a Brewers game, maybe this week, Potawatomi Sportsbook can get you there. Make a purchase in the sportsbook or a same-day sports bet. You'll get a wristband, and that means a seat on the shuttle. Got to have that wristband to get on the shuttle leaving Potawatomi. Wristbands not required for the return shuttle. Seating is limited, I should say, first come, first serve. That shuttle picks up and drops off at the Annex. It's right next to Potawatomi Sportsbook. An amazing place to hang out and watch the game, or in this case, grab a bite to eat, maybe make a sports bet and hop on that shuttle to American Family Field. Shuttles begin departing Potawatomi an hour before the game. Return shuttles begin the top of the 7th inning. They go nonstop for an hour after the game. Become a legend at Potawatomi.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we help you find value on the things you value. So when it's time to take on a project, we've got you covered with the right supplies at unbeatable prices. Like select Livingston seed packets, 25% off MSRP, 20% off assorted Longfield spring bulbs. Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, $64.99 for rewards members. Plus, get $150 instant savings on select 2-packs of DeWalt 5-amp-hour batteries. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there's
she goes! Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Plenty of sunshine today, high 61 degrees. A little cooler near the lake. Temperatures topping out in the mid-50s. Overnight low in the 40s. Under cloudy skies. It's currently 49 and sunny in Milwaukee. Well, 17 Americans and one British resident from the MV Hondias cruise ship arrived in Nebraska early this morning for evaluation after a fatal Andes hantavirus outbreak. Well, why Nebraska? Well, because it houses the National Quarantine Unit, which is the only federally funded facility of its kind in the United States. We welcome at ABC's Jim Ryan. So, Jim, what steps are in place to ensure all the individuals pose no threat to the general public or the other patients at the University of Nebraska Medical Center?
Yeah, quarantine, keeping them isolated. That's really the key here. And we learned all about this during the pandemic 5-6 years ago. And while the World Health Organization stresses this is not a new pandemic, that hantavirus is not like COVID-19, many of the same steps are being taken to protect those other people and protect the general public as were taken during the pandemic. Yeah, a little surprising, I think, that the only federally funded quarantine center is in Omaha. But that's the case. And yes, 17 Americans, one Brit are there now. They're being observed around the clock by a team of specialists, by medical doctors and nurses to see, first of all, whether they have any symptoms and then to be tested for the illness itself.
Yeah, it was interesting, too, that one location, given that we are just 6 years removed from the global pandemic that was COVID-19. And you mentioned, Jim, World Health Organization stressing this spreads differently than COVID. This is not a COVID situation. But there are still some lessons from that pandemic that could be applicable to this situation, no?
Well, absolutely, yeah, and especially the isolation part. Even some of the passengers who are showing no signs of hantavirus, those who appear to be free and clear and are allowed to go back home, they're being asked to monitor their own conditions carefully, Andy, to see if, in fact, they have any symptoms as well, and if they do, to contact their physician. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. It's a matter of self-monitoring outside of Omaha and very close medical monitoring right there in Omaha at this quarantine center, Adam.
So, Jim, I would imagine by bringing all the passengers to one location, this has to help the CDC and any sort of department connected with the World Health Organization to provide consistent care, right? They see everybody at once. They try and figure out who might be more severe than others. Everybody's under one roof. That has to be an aid to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, maybe it's better that there's only one federally funded quarantine center because people would be scattered around that. But no, as it is, they are all there. They came in on a chartered 747 from Tenerife in the Canary Islands overnight. And yeah, that's where they'll be held. Same holds true for the other, there'll be 160 or so passengers who were aboard the ship and crew members who are being dispersed to their various home countries, being expatriated or repatriated and being tested for hantavirus where they are. So what happens to the ship now? The MV Hondias, where this all played out. It's there in the Canary Islands. It's going to be resupplied and fueled up. The crew, primarily Filipinos, about 30 people, will take the ship back to Rotterdam, and there it will be disinfected and essentially put back into service.
Yeah, well, the definitive origin of the first infection of hantavirus has not been formally identified. I know that there's been a hypothesis within the Argentinian government, Jim, that couple who had had the first cases and ultimately died contracted it while bird watching in a far southern city, almost the southernmost city in that country, where rodents who carry this virus are known to live in the city's landfill. Now, true or not, globally, what kind of tourist impact will this outbreak have, both short and long term?
Well, you'll notice if you look statistically, more and more people are taking cruises. Some like this expedition, this month-long expedition, tickets up to $20,000, by the way, or smaller, cruises, 5-day cruises that'll cost you $1,100 or $1,200. and more people are doing that. And there's always the chance of some kind of outbreak. We have a ship that docked, I believe, in California that had a norovirus infection that was spreading around, and that happens sometimes. So, yeah, it may have an impact on tourism worldwide, and especially to a place like Argentina if it comes off with this reputation as having had a virus around.
So the boat's going to be put back into service before too long. I do wonder, with all the people at Nebraska's medical unit here, the quarantine center, when will they be put back into service? Because as you mentioned, this could be asymptomatic. There's an incubation period. This could be in you before you really show signs of symptoms. How do you know when is the right time, Jim, to put these people back on a plane, send them back home where they belong, and go about their daily lives?
Well, 1 to 8 days is typically the period in which you'll start seeing symptoms. You know, the incubation period can be many weeks. But and by the way, that's apparently how it got onto the ship in the first place. So, assuming that Adam's right, and it was caught by people who were there in Argentina, that this Dutch couple, they came on board, weren't showing any symptoms, felt just fine, were prepared for this long voyage. And then the husband gets sick, the wife gets sick, they both end up dying. Then you have another person, a German man, who died on board as well. His case has not been confirmed as hantavirus. But it's going to be a long voyage for these folks, already has been. This all started unfolding about 3 weeks ago, Greg.
You know, Jim, I think about when we talk about things like hantavirus or COVID, it's always so objective and so rigid, procedural. Isolation, quarantine, we think very much in those terms. But subjectively, what is being done to alleviate the mental health strain being felt by both passengers on this boat, family members of those that have died? What is being done in that regard?
Well, I suspect that at that quarantine center in Nebraska that they have mental health professionals there as well to help walk people through that. Because, yeah, you're right. I mean, visits to mental health professionals, both online, virtually, and in person, they spiked after coronavirus came and went, and because people were dealing with that stress. And it may be the same situation with these 17 and maybe even people within their families.
Well, the Americans are back in America along with a British national who has a U.S. residency, but they are being held right now in Nebraska. So the story continues here, and hopefully everybody is okay, and this can all be controlled. ABC's Jim Ryan joining us from Texas. We always appreciate it, Jim. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Greg. See you.
The Crew take on the Dodgers Friday, May 22nd through Sunday the 24th. Join Boy Band Night on Friday the 22nd, presented by Wintrust. Grab a theme night ticket for a Brew Crew Boys t-shirt and stay for post-game fireworks presented by T-Mobile. Then on Saturday, the first 25,000 fans collect a patriotic Brewers hat. Close it out with Family Sunday fun as the first 5,000 kids 14 and under get a Brewers pennant on the 24th, courtesy of Joy. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
Had a little Mother's Day celebration at the house yesterday. My parents over. We, of course, at the house after a girls' soccer tournament. We were hanging out in the basement, had some food off the grill. We enjoyed time together, thanks to Matrix Basement Finishing. That is what it's all about. A lower level built for making memories. Could be game night or hosting for the holidays, special days like Mother's Day, or really anything. Have some friends over and watch the game if you'd like. Matrix Basement Finishing came to us when we decided it was time for our lower level to be much more than just a lower level. Started with a free, no-obligation design consultation. That was step one. We were amazed at the process. Our eyes were open to some ideas that we had not thought of, and we had lived in the house for about 9 years. From there, we put those to plans, 3D renderings, CAD renderings. We signed off on the plans. We made finished selections from our home right at the kitchen table because Matrix comes to you for the process. Matrix Basement Finishing. It's all they do. Basements. That's it. They are the specialty leaders in this space. Check out their 5-star Google reviews online. Just visit Matrix Basement Finishing and learn more about their process, the materials that they use. That also separates Matrix. You'll have one point of contact from start to finish. You'll have a great online app-controlled schedule. You know who's coming, when they're leaving, start and end date for the project. It was seamless. It's Matrix Basement Finishing. Book now, no payments till 2028. And if you'd like me to personally connect you, just send me an email or comment on one of my pictures on social media. See the before and after. It's Matrix Basement Finishing.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem. And I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who'll tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Spring into better vision at Shopko Optical. Vince Vitrano here. All starts with a comprehensive eye exam from a skilled optometrist. Takes a look at your eye health and overall well-being. Need glasses, contacts, maybe both? At Shopko Optical, get expert care and the perfect eyewear for your lifestyle, all in one convenient visit. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I go to the one at Hales Corners. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam. Shopko Optical, partners in your eye care.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, May 11th. Your top story, rebate checks coming to Wisconsin residents.
I'm Adam Roberts. Harley is betting big on the next generation of riders.
Mostly sunny today, a high 61 degrees, 52 inland. I should say 61 inland, 52 near the lake. It's currently 49 and sunny in Milwaukee at 1:30.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran on life support, according to President Trump. He rejected the Iranian response to the U.S. one-page memo that would end the war and set up a 30-day negotiation period. The president says Iran cannot hold on to nuclear ambitions and warned that the U.S. is poised to restart hostilities.
It's unbelievably weak. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it.
The president also says he would support lifting the federal gas tax temporarily to help ease surging gas prices for Americans. 16 passengers on that Dutch cruise ship hit with the hantavirus outbreak arrived in Omaha, Nebraska today to quarantine. 2 others taken to Atlanta's Emory University for monitoring. The CDC says due to capacity in Nebraska. And severe storms on the march targeting parts of the South again today. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:30.
A bipartisan deal reached between Governor Evers and state Republicans will bring rebate checks to Wisconsin residents. The deal includes $600 for married joint filers, $300 for individual filers. Senior advisor to the MMAC, Tim Sheehy, on Midday.
For most people, their tax liability will exceed $300 as an individual and $600 as a married couple. So you'll get that reimbursement, and that total will cost about $850 million. In a sense, state government's giving us back what we paid in taxes in this rebate.
The legislature is expected to vote on the deal when they return to session on Wednesday.
Developers of the Breck Athletic Complex in Big Bend are responding this week to concerns as well as comparisons.
One comparison surrounding the project has been to the Rock Sports and Entertainment Complex in Franklin, but Breck developer Eric Weishart tells WTMJ that's not what the Breck is meant to be.
There's a misconception that this is going to be the Rock 2.0. And I'll go on the record, we have nothing to do with the Rock. There's no ownership interest. They don't have anything to do with us. I'm not putting down what they have going on over there. We're really just interested in the youth sports, area.
The complex will revolve around youth soccer, baseball, and lacrosse. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Harley-Davidson is betting on younger riders as part of a new major strategy shift. The company's new CEO says Harley plans to bring back smaller and more affordable cycles to attract new customers. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons on WTMJ.
They're very much leaning into this idea that motorcycling should be fun. You don't want to drop $40,000, $50,000 on a motorcycle when you're just getting into this new hobby. They are bringing back the Sportster, which is a iconic Harley brand that was discontinued in 2022, and they are bringing back the Sprint, which is maybe not as iconic. That's going to be under $10,000.
Harley says the long-term goal is to build younger customers who eventually grow into larger motorcycles.
With the warming weather, it means garage sale season is here, and Wisconsin consumer officials say shoppers should inspect secondhand items carefully before bringing them on home. KATCP's Michelle Reinen on WTMJ.
You don't want to spend more than you're willing to toss away, and you don't want to introduce a safety hazard into the house. Does that electrical cord have any damage to it? Is the plug intact? You don't want to see any wire, especially with toys for children. Is it small? Does it have small parts? Do you have children in the household? Think about choking hazards and sharp edges that could go with that as well.
Reinen also recommends checking recalled products online through safeproducts.gov before making a purchase.
The Racine Zoo says goodbye to one of its longtime animals. The zoo says its female eastern black rhino Timu has been transferred to another accredited zoo, part of a breeding recommendation through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums Species Survival Plan. The move is aimed at helping increase the critically endangered rhino population. Eastern black rhinos have seen a major population decline in the wild over the past several decades. Timu arrived at the Racine Zoo in 2003.
Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
The historic Fox and Hounds is one of the most beautiful and affordable supper clubs in Wisconsin. WTMJ's John Mercure here, and it's my very favorite. Every night, when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Choice steaks, honey glazed salmon, pan-fried walleye, pasta, seafood, even the steak and lobster. How about ribs? Any entree, dessert, and ice cream drink are all buy one, get one free. Celebrate a birthday, your anniversary, or retirement, or just a quiet dinner with your sweetie and get a free dinner. Have your employee appreciation dinner. How about a wedding reception, rehearsal, or family reunion dinner at the Fox and Hounds? Half of those dinners are free. Right in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest, the views are spectacular. The dining rooms are gorgeous. Gift cards make perfect year-round gifts. Everyone loves a free dinner. Google and order online. Your gift cards will arrive shortly. Reserve your corporate or family dinner, wedding shower, or rehearsal dinner today. Half your dinners are free every night at the award-winning Fox and Hounds.
The Milwaukee Auto Show is back, reimagined and ready to roll into its new location. Discover the newest cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids from more than 25 brands. Plus, test drive several new models right at the show. Don't miss the luxury vehicles, classics, and more. Bring the family. Invite your friends. There's something for everyone at the Milwaukee Auto Show. The 14th through the 17th at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Expo Center with discounted parking. Get tickets at autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers kick off a 6-game homestand with a 3-game sweep of the Yankees, winning but plenty of room to grow, according to manager Pat Murphy.
We're not swinging the bat great by any stretch, but there's guys that are they're starting to understand it's okay. I got another at bat. I mean, that's what it's all about, just staying relentless. But you know, we didn't swing the bat great, but we just chip away, and there's high standards, and those guys love the opportunity to compete.
Homestand continues Tuesday night with the first of 3 against the Padres. The Brewers have won 4 straight games. And the NBA's draft lottery dust has settled. There we go. Let me try that again. After the NBA's draft lottery dust settled, the Bucks walked away with pick number 10 in June's draft.
It's important to have that asset no matter what, and I think we're really excited about that, knowing that these players in this range are really talented.
That's draft lottery dust. That's Bucks GM John Horst. The Wizards win the lottery. They own the top overall selection. The NFL will release its complete regular season schedule on Thursday.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Heads up if you're heading south on 4145, anywhere from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol. You're going to be moving pretty slow for a couple of reasons. We've got construction going through there, so you've got a tight shoulder. Also, we had work for fire crews. There was a fire off of the freeway near Hampton. It actually had the ramp closed at Hampton to get onto 4145. That has since reopened. The fire did not appear to be caused by a vehicle fire, though, that we sometimes report on during traffic updates. This was off in the grass area. You had crews hosing down the side of the road near the separation wall, so it didn't look like a vehicle was involved in this, but we did have some backups related with that are still working themselves out. So anywhere between Good Hope and about Capitol Drive on 4145 will be slow heading south. Northbound from Highway 100 up to Hampton will be a touch slow, as will 94 heading west right now from 35th Street over to Mitchell Boulevard.
Sunny skies, temperatures a little on the cool side if you're closer to the lake, but getting above 60, that's around normal inland. Earlier today, I guess we're about that time where we see a little build towards something a little bit warmer. We could see that tomorrow, as a matter of fact, but it looks like some rain could enter the forecast as well. Let's welcome in TMJ4 meteorologist. It's Lauren Larson. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, guys. Happy Monday.
Yes, indeed. A nice finish to the weekend here. A lot of sunshine for Mother's Day, which was great. Continues today. Looking like potential for a little warm-up here tomorrow, but with that, maybe a little bit of danger as well.
Yeah, we are kind of trading in our sunshine tomorrow with some warmer temperatures. The good news is Tuesday isn't looking to be a complete washout. So definitely some rain chances. I would say it's going to be a wet start to your Tuesday, but maybe a little bit of sunshine into Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully there's a bit of a window there that you're able to get outside and enjoy those 70s. As we, maybe anticipate some of that sunshine, there is a chance we get some pop-up thunderstorms again into Tuesday afternoon and evening. With this, it comes with the risk for severe weather, just the level 1 marginal risk across southeast Wisconsin. So maybe a few cells that become strong to severe, maybe some gusty winds and some small hail. But it is still a big if at this point if we do see some of that clearing and daytime warming early tomorrow afternoon.
It almost feels weird to say that the rain could be welcome, Lauren, because I'm checking the state map right now for our fire situation. We just had in our last traffic report crews over by the Hampton Avenue area were spritzing down the grass on the side of the freeway working on a fire, and most of our state, it's crazy to think that we're only a few weeks removed from that flooding we saw in mid-April, but much of Wisconsin in that high danger category. Where do we sit right now?
Yeah, like you mentioned, the high fire danger, that really has less to do with how much rain we've had and more to do with the current conditions. So when we have these sunny days, when we have some gusty winds, that's when you kind of see that fire danger climb to high, if not very high. Today, a little bit breezy, but tomorrow especially, we can expect some wind gusts up around 20 to 25 miles an hour, and maybe even stronger than that on Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see what the fire danger is for tomorrow when we have a little bit of rain falling and those stronger winds.
So I see 70s sort of peppered about over the next 10 days or so, but along with that, it seems like there's a chance of rain or even some thunderstorms possible. Is that what is prompting the warmer temperatures? You see this buildup of energy in the system?
Yeah, when we do have those warmer temperatures here this week, that's accompanied by southerly winds, which is usually a warm front where we kind of have that warm, moist air making its way into Wisconsin. So exactly, as we go throughout the next week, those 70s are coming with the chance for some rain and some thunderstorms. Of course, as you look towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with those storm chances, it's a little bit too far out for us to forecast the chance for severe weather and give you a better idea on timing. As of right now, there's a small chance that we do see some thunderstorms here later this week, but it is coming with warmer temperatures. Yeah. So I am happy to say that it is likely to see those warmer temperatures. Right now, some question marks on the chance for severe weather.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. I'll take the high temps. Anything to get out of these frost advisories we've been seeing still in the middle of May. I don't know about you, Lauren, but my wife and I, we've been really itching to get the gardening going, and over the weekend we finally just said we got to do something, so we were out there, and in the back of my mind I'm going, we just got a blueberry bush and I really don't want to have to put a bag over it on May 11th, but it does look like maybe that isn't going to be the case the rest of the week.
Yeah, our average last freeze is sometime between April 15th and April 30th. So now that we're in the month of May talking about those frost advisories and freeze warnings, it is a little bit late for that. I will say the last 5 years we've had that last freeze pretty close to normal, sitting in the middle of April. In 2020, though, our last freeze was May 9th. So here we are, waking up this morning with a little bit of frost. It is later than normal, but it isn't unheard of. And like you mentioned, those overnight lows look to climb a bit warmer as we go throughout the rest of the week. The 14-day forecast is trending warmer. I'm hopeful we can put those 30-degree lows behind us.
We will all look forward to that. Lauren, we appreciate your time. We'll check it again later this week.
Absolutely. Have a nice day.
Coming up on 144 here on WTMJ, 49 degrees and sunny downtown.
It is time again for the Monday Makeover. I am back at Merle Norman and MN Salon in Brookfield, one of my happy places, with Renee, the owner of Happy Belated Mother's Day.
Well, thank you so much. I love being a mom and having my girls work with me and missing my son in California.
I was going to say, Maura and Aaron work here with you. It is a family business.
Yeah, isn't that great? A lot of people ask us what it's like to work together as family, and we have a little rule. It's treat your friends as family and your family as friends.
What a great motto. So we get into special occasions like Mother's Day, but May is filled with them. Graduations, weddings. What's the best way to feel your best after you've picked out that great outfit for the special occasion?
You've spent all this time planning just the perfect outfit. So then it's time to come in and get just the perfect lipstick or eyeshadow or something to really complement that and make you feel and look your best.
You do properly applied makeup.
Yes, we offer professional makeup application, which is great because we have all the little tips and techniques and extra products that can make everything look natural in person, look great in pictures, and stay on all day.
Because then you're not worried that you have to continue to primp throughout the day.
All you need to do is carry your lipstick with you and you will be set all day. There's makeups that are more photo friendly than others, so we recommend avoiding anything with really high sunscreen in it or minerals because those reflect light and you might get little white dots on your pictures, so we don't want that.
The makeup application, it really is kind of a mini spa day.
Absolutely. We do not do cookie cutter makeovers. So we're going to do a thorough consultation with you. We're going to find out what your everyday makeup routine is and ways that we can make it look just picture perfect for you. We use really sanitary methods as we're going through too. So we don't do any double dipping. We use individual mascara wands and lip applicators, so you don't have to worry about cross-contamination of product.
Call Merle Norman or book online at mnsalonbrookfield.com.
Craig Matzik for Siding Unlimited. Truly, Siding and a whole lot more, celebrating their 32nd anniversary. Eric and Aaron Brown have taken the company over from their father, who started a siding company back a little over 30 years ago. Since then, it's evolved as your needs have evolved. Now, Siding Unlimited controls pretty much anything to help beautify and protect your home's exteriors. Siding, roofing, doors, windows, you name it. They can even help expand your outdoor living space with a beautiful patio, pavers, deck, whatever you want to do, you can dream it up with Siding Unlimited. Take some thoughts and ideas out to their showroom in Brookfield. 665 Larry Court is where you're going to find it. Very cool showroom. They've got a bunch of their products on display. You'll get an idea for how those products would look if installed at your home. And then you turn the project over to their incredible installation teams. They have got all the awards to prove what I've been telling you for years. The best of the best when it comes to products and installation. It's Siding Unlimited. Check them out online at sidingunlimited.com.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's time to get your patio ready for summer. At Steinhoffel's, you'll find outdoor furniture that's not just stylish, but built to last. And with customization options, you can make it truly your own. Right now, when you spend more than $3,000 on outdoor furniture, take advantage of 60-month, 0% financing, making it easier than ever to create your perfect space. Great quality, great style, and the service to back it up. Only at Steinhoffel's. Come in today or shop online at steinhoffels.com and get your patio summer ready.
1:48 on Wisconsin's Midday News. Adam Roberts, Greg Matzik with you. What does the future of police surveillance and police investigative work in Milwaukee look like when it comes to license plate readers? More on that in just a moment. First, some news starting today with the Milwaukee Police Department. They are going to be under the watchful eye, Greg, this week of the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Accreditation Group. So this is a group that will go through and look over every MPD policy, procedure, how the organization is managed and operated, all the way from Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, all the way down the pyramid. And one of the policies that could be subject to a closer lens as this group looks to offer MPD official accreditation is their use of the Flock automated license plate reader system. But for most people, you just know of it as Flock cameras. So these are these largely black cameras you'll often see hung up on a light pole or on a stoplight at an intersection, and they're used to scan license plates by police as they're trying to find offenders for vehicle crimes. And so obviously that brings up a couple of competing ideas here. Well, on one side, you have individuals like MPD who say it's a vital part of what they do every single day to catch criminals. Think carjackings, think street takeovers, which we recently dealt with once again in the city. On the other side, you have those arguing that these are an invasion of personal privacy, and they're questioning what the data that these cameras capture, what is that data, and where does it stay, and who has access to that information. So this came up last Thursday. The city has a group called the Fire and Police Commission. They're a group that goes over policies, what's called standard operating procedures, etc. And on their agenda was this idea of what are we going to do with Flock cameras in the future, as a lot of cities have started to pull back their use of these cameras. So Chief of Staff Heather Hoff was speaking on behalf of Chief Norman at this meeting. She cited their role in catching a suspect linked to those recent street takeovers I mentioned, as well as suspects police say shot at a city worker during a carjacking as reasons to keep the cameras.
Used correctly, they are a valuable tool, and this department will not back away from that position because we really believe in it.
Meanwhile, one of the biggest detractions from these cameras is, as I mentioned, who has access to that data and are they using it appropriately? There was a very high-profile case about 3 months ago, back in February. Josue Ayala was accused by MPD of targeting a former romantic partner and their ex and tracking their license plates over 150 times. And so while this meeting was going on, one of the board members, her name is Chrissy Fung, she asked if there are any other investigations regarding misuse of data that are going on.
Were there any findings of officers using the search function for something that was not tied to a case at all, for example?
So I will disclose to this body there is investigation pending, but I can't disclose any other information at this time.
And not a lot of information I've been able to find either, other than that it does involve a sworn law enforcement member and that they are no longer with the department. Identity not known, what they had access to and what they were looking for isn't known yet. That's all expected to come through this investigation. But once again, it brings forth this question of what data is being gathered. Is it what they say is being gathered, and who has access to it?
And how are they using it? Are they using it as intended, as designed? And multiple incidents have surfaced around the state. You talked about diving deep into what's happening in Milwaukee. Yes, there was that one high-profile case, and the guy used it like 200 times in a span of 3 weeks? I mean, he was just living on this system to try and figure out information about a former romantic partner. In Menasha, an officer was placed on leave after reportedly tracking an ex-girlfriend's vehicle using the system while off duty. In Kenosha, there's an investigation that found a deputy knowingly and repeatedly used Flock for personal surveillance of a fellow agency member. And there's also pushback in some aspects and components of the state regarding where this information goes. Specifically, the ACLU of Wisconsin is arguing this could be a federal deportation dragnet if this information ends up in the hands of ICE agents and so on. So if used as intended, I get it. It could help solve some issues in Milwaukee, but there's clear evidence of it not being used as intended, and that's one of the battles I got to fight here.
In the last month or so, you have places like Appleton, Oshkosh, Sturgeon Bay, and Verona that have all ended contracts with Flock. Now, there are still believed to be more than 200 law enforcement agencies across Wisconsin that have access to this reader technology, Milwaukee being one of them. And at least from the department's perspective, they'd like to keep it that way.
It's 1:53.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination. With a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. 153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Gorilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries. And dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
The news you need to know every weekday on Wisconsin's Morning News starting at 6 a.m.
Hackers have breached Canvas.
We use Canvas just for basically all our classes.
8,000 institutions, including the UW system, are customers of this site.
Every company's worried about this because it only takes one person in your organization to click on a phishing thing. One of the things they use is they create that sense of immediacy.
Only here on WTMJ. Watch the show every day on YouTube and on WTMJ.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
But it can buy me a boat.
Well, if you text the word watch to our talk and text line 855-616-1620, you will see the Milwaukee Press Club's feature photograph of the year.
Ah, the memories.
855-616-1620. Text the word watch. You will see the Milwaukee Press Club's feature photograph of the year as announced at the Milwaukee Press Club annual gala and banquet on Friday night, which we attended, Adam. It was a great time. Jessica and Gina were there, along with a number of others from our station. This is the best of the best when it comes to feature stories, writing, on air, off air. It's news, print media. It is college journalists, it's TV, radio, all together in the Pfister. Wonderful banquet. It was a great ceremony. Vinny Vetrano and Susan Kim emceed the event, and it was wonderful. But the reason I want you to text the word watch to 855-616-1620 is you can see the Milwaukee Press Club's winning feature photo of the year as taken by you, Adam Roberts.
Indeed. Like I said, the memories that takes me back to this. So this was the morning of removal day when we had that whole...
For deep thought.
Yes, the boat that was stranded in October of 2024 and really became a larger pop culture story and a story of governmental incompetence at the same time the year after. But this was the day that the boat was set to be finally literally airlifted out of the muck and put onto the back of a trailer. So I got out there because that was my story assignment for the whole day. And we discussed this ahead of time, and we said we're going to be there from the start of things until the end of things because we had no idea how long it was going to take for this thing to get lifted out of there. So this was about 5:30 in the morning. The sun had just risen. It was May 6, 2025. And as I'm getting out there, there really was no one out at the scene just yet except for myself and two individuals, including the ballerina who is dancing on the boat in this photo. Her name is Alyssa Schilke. She was at the time a member of the Milwaukee Ballet, and as I mentioned, she was just getting there with her videographer, and I knew it was going to be a media circus the whole day, but I was like, I'm seeing this happen right now, and I want to capture it in the moment, and I spoke with her just before she started her routine.
There's artwork all over the boat. Every inch of it's covered. People have signed their names, left little messages, some a little more inappropriate than others.
Yeah, just a little bit. I had to pick the right angle for this photo to make sure there were no swears that were in it so I could actually make it my feature photo for the story I did that day. And it all worked out. I mean, this is objectively one of my favorite photos I've ever taken, both for it's a beautiful sunny morning. There's Alyssa doing her dance routine. It almost looks like the arm is trying to capture one of the seagulls that was flying out there. And it's all juxtaposed by this objectively piece of garbage that has been sitting out there as an image of pop culture accessibility and fun, but also inability for government to do anything about it. So it all came together, and I don't know, you can laugh about it like we like to do about this story, but that one will stick with me.
Yeah, it's a great photo. Check it out. Text the word watch to 855-616-1620. If you knew nothing about Deep Thought prior to this conversation here, you could look at that picture. It might raise a lot of questions. It might also give you a lot of answers as to how things operate sometimes in Milwaukee. It's 1:58.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Everywhere you turn, it's plus, plus, plus. Retail chains, streamers, even our phones come with plus. And to think it all started with Hasseless Mattress, because nobody has more plus than us. Right now at Hasseless, get a Queen Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove A mattress. Others sell it for $1,459, but Hasseless has it for just $794. Plus, through Monday, you'll also get a free adjustable base. Plus, a huge selection of Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and other big name brands. Plus, free financing. Plus, free next day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, employee-free showrooms. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hasseless Mattress. Woo! All these pluses have me feeling nonplussed. Save big on Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, and more every day from 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasseless.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 2:01. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, May 11th. Your top story, back in court over a destructive California wildfire.
I'm Adam Roberts. A possible murder-suicide under investigation in Milwaukee.
Increasing clouds, a low of 40 degrees tonight after an inland high of 61. Rain likely on Tuesday and a high of 73. It's 50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 2:01. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, the man accused of sparking one of the most destructive wildfires in California history appears in court to go over evidence in the case. Prosecutors say Jonathan Riddernecht, who pled not guilty, was angry at the world when he started the Palisades fire in Los Angeles in January of 2025. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans says prosecutors are looking to establish a connection between Riddernecht and the suspect in the high-profile killing of a healthcare executive.
What prosecutors are going to try and do here is show that he admired Luigi Mangione as a kind of anti-rich vigilante. They're going to point to internet searches he did, basically looking for free Luigi. There were some Reddit searches that he did on Let's Kill Billionaires. The prosecution essentially wants to use Mangione to argue that Riddernecht had an ideological grievance against wealthy people.
The Palisades fire killed 12 and destroyed more than 6,800 structures. Coming up at 2:15, Wisconsin native Caitlin Morrell with an update on how the Palisades fire has impacted her family.
President Trump saying he will suspend the federal gas tax to help lower prices at the pump. Those prices soaring since the start of the war with Iran in late February. The federal tax on gasoline is a little over 18 cents a gallon for unleaded and about 24 cents a gallon for diesel.
You know, it's a small percentage, but it's still money.
It would take an act of Congress to officially suspend that gas tax.
Close to home, 2 people are dead in what police are investigating as a possible murder-suicide. They responded just after 6 o'clock last week, Friday, to a home near 63rd and Florist on Milwaukee's north side. They found 64-year-old Laura Zhang dead in the basement from serious injuries. The medical examiner has ruled her death a homicide. Police later found 65-year-old Dang Zhang dead in a garage from a gunshot wound several blocks away. Officers believe the incidents are related.
Multiple residents displaced after a late-night condo fire in Brown Deer.
314, I have a report of a large house fire. 9012 North Park Plaza Court, 9012 North Park Plaza.
That audio from Broadcastify. The North Shore Fire and Rescue says crews responded after 11 Sunday night to the condo near Park Plaza Court. 2 residents and a firefighter suffering non-life-threatening injuries. That firefighter since released from the hospital. The cause remains under investigation.
State regulators approve another electric rate plan for data centers.
This time was Alliant Energy's turn. With some modifications, the Public Service Commission approved a one-off contract between the utility and Meta for the Beaver Dam campus. But they also ordered that Alliant create a uniform plan for all future projects over 100 megawatts.
A clear public tariff would create consistent, transparent rates and rules for future data centers instead of handling each one through separate confidential negotiations.
This comes after the PSC approved a very large customer rate for We Energies last month. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
News about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything basically now back to where trading started in the early morning hours. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, if you get down to brass tacks, are all technically up right now, but it's anywhere from about 3 points up for the Dow to 8 points up for the NASDAQ and 7 up for the S&P 500. So largely holding serve from where trading ended last week. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:05.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Griffin Ford in Waukesha, and they've got something big going on. I mean, really big. It's the Ford American Value for American Values employee pricing event. That's right. Right now, you pay what employees pay. That's employee pricing on a huge selection of new Fords, and here's what really stands out about that. Griffin Ford has one of the largest inventories in Wisconsin, so you're not settling. You're picking exactly what you want, from the pickups to the heavy-duty trucks. Maybe it's a fun little car. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha, where I bought my all-time favorite vehicle, the Ford Explorer. With the auto show coming up, a lot of people are starting to shop, but you don't have to wait. Do it now. The deals are already here. If you've been thinking about a new truck or SUV, now is the time. Stop into Griffin Ford on Main Street in Waukesha. Easy to get to right off the interstate, or shop online at griffinford.com. Griffin Ford, best service, best selection. Jim Griffin's team's going to take great care of you. Griffin Ford, where value meets selection.
Roll out the winning this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. Have a barrel of fun with your share of $300,000. Just play with your rewards card for entries, and Thursday night you could hit a home run. Plus, your May drawing entries all count towards the Big League Series prize drawing in June. It's Tic Tac Home Run, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's WTNJ's Steve Scavidi. How about this? Join Capri Communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and get this, speakers like Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker. That's awesome. Performers like the Ukulades and Golden Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day. Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and you'll be entered to win a Packers game day experience. That's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Brewers complete a 3-game sweep of the Yankees with a 4-3 walk-off win on Mother's Day. Bryce Terang's ninth-inning home run with 2 outs. The difference.
He's got a ton of confidence in his game, and the kid just keeps taking steps every time. And, it's just fun watching it. And it helps having Churio and Vaughn back because, there's a little more help for him and William.
No game for Pat Murphy's crew today. A 3-game series with the Padres begins on Tuesday. And no lottery luck for the Bucks. They own the 10th pick in June's draft following Sunday's draft lottery. Bucks GM John Horst.
An opportunity to add a player to our roster that can have a big impact, and hopefully a big impact quickly. It's also an opportunity to have an asset that we can consider using to build the team in other ways.
The 2-day draft begins June 23rd, and the complete NFL regular season schedule will be revealed Thursday night.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Our biggest trouble spot's going to be 4145 south right now. All the way from Good Hope Road down towards Capitol Drive is going to be slow. We had earlier firework on the side of the road. That has since passed, and now all the delays are just with traffic slowly moving through the construction zone on South 4145. Northbound from North Avenue up towards Capitol, you'll just be a touch slow as well. 94 east and west between 27th and Mitchell Boulevard, you'll be on the brakes past the stadium. And everywhere else right now is looking pretty good. No other major incidents or delays this hour.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Lauren Larson with your 5-day Storm Team forecast. Cool and sunny today with temperatures making it to the mid-50s. Overnight, still seeing those cold temperatures likely to fall into the upper 30s across southeast Wisconsin. Now, Tuesday will be warmer with temperatures in the low 70s, but that comes with some rain showers. Rain likely throughout the morning, and then a chance for some stronger thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening. As you look towards Wednesday, we are back below average with highs in the low 60s and mostly sunny skies, sunshine and low 60s for Thursday as well, before the storm chances and 70s return into the weekend. Latest weather updates are always available at TMJ4.com. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Lauren Larson.
50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 209.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Adam in this week for Jessica for the majority of the week. Jessica is out all week. Telly Hughes will be here toward the back end of the week. Greg in for Greg. Gina in for Gina as we hit the 2 o'clock hour on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, it's a big week for the Beagles here from Ridgeland Farms. You've got a number of Beagles, 130 Ridgeland Farm Beagles this week will be brought to a variety of Wisconsin Humane Society locations. And the first group of 40 dogs will be picked up from the Dane County Humane Society today. You've got 20 dogs returning to the Wisconsin Humane Society Milwaukee campus. Another 20 will return to the Green Bay campus later this week. So it's part of a 3-day process to get these beagles into humane societies, then ultimately into loving homes following their release from Ridgeland Farms, a story that we've been covering extensively here on WTMJ, specifically here on Wisconsin's Midday News. We've explored all angles of this story. Whatever side of it you are on, know that these Ridgeland Farm beagles are going to the humane societies and ultimately into loving homes. And you've got foster families being set up in a number of areas because humane societies in the United States and here in Wisconsin specifically, a little overcrowded at the moment. So you've got some going to humane societies, some going to foster homes with the ultimate goal of finding a forever home.
And on that note, as someone who is raising a rescue dog myself, I will say there's been a lot of interest on social media. I've been hearing it in my circles. I'm not sure about you, Greg and Jessica, but people are interested in, like, I want one of these beagles. I want to raise it. I love these dogs. I love this story. I would caution you that raising a rescue is a task, and it's something that is not for the faint of heart. These dogs, have lived through quite the ordeal. Whatever you feel on things, being a part of a breeding and testing facility is not easy for an animal. And so that's something that you have to consider as these dogs now you start seeing the posters and you start seeing the pushes from the humane societies that these animals are in and ready to be adopted. Just keep that in mind.
Ridgeland Farms breeds beagles for biomedical research. Their breeding license expires here in July. All sorts of coverage online here at WTMJ.com. Find Jessica's work. She's done an incredible job spearheading our coverage here of this story. And it started from the first break-in of Ridgeland Farms from a couple of months ago. We talked to organizers of that break-in, Wayne Shung. We've had him on this program. We've talked to the attorney for Ridgeland Farms and how they were preparing for a subsequent break-in, which did happen. We've talked to a number of different agencies here and those involved in this story on both sides. I encourage you to check out our extensive coverage online at WTMJ.com.
Well, the Great American Road Trip, Greg, being met with a batch of Great American controversy this week. So Transportation Secretary and former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy right now making the rounds with the media promoting his new 5-part reality series that will air on YouTube called The Great American Road Trip. It's Duffy, his wife, Rachel, and their family out exploring multiple sites across the country as part of the celebration of America 250, our 250th birthday this year. He says the trip was inspired by memories of those road trips originating from Wisconsin growing up.
We actually would drive from Wisconsin to Florida. We didn't have a lot of money, so my mom would pack up a cooler. But you could go for 2 hours. You could do a day trip. It fits any budget.
So the trip was filmed across a period of 7 months. They visit 8 states, including D.C., and Duffy says he was not compensated for the series and that it was done, to mention, in conjunction with the 250th. But with gas prices being where they are right now amidst the war in Iran, the Duffys are facing criticism from some who say the move is optically not great. ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Duffy, who shot the series over 7 months with his family in tow, responding to critics, claiming zero taxpayer dollars were spent on his family to participate, adding the series was filmed in short 1 to 2 day production windows, such as weekends and the kids' spring break. In the work since last year, Duffy says ethics and budget officials from DOT reviewed and approved his participation in accordance with federal rules. On its website, the Great American Road Trip Inc. lists sponsors, including Boeing and United Airlines, companies Duffy is in charge of regulating.
And Duffy, of course, no stranger to reality TV, famously appearing on MTV's The Real World back in 1997, and met his wife, Rachel, on Road Rules All-Stars in 1998. But back to the gas prices, we had in the news the president is considering a suspension of the gas tax, but as of right now, AAA estimating that average price in Wisconsin for a gallon of unleaded around $4.38, and none of the state's 72 counties right now averaging under $4.
It's 2:14 on WTMJ. Coming up next, our monthly check-in with Caitlin Morrell, a Burlington native and Pacific Palisades resident, remains on the outside of her Palisades home following the deadly wildfires from January of 2025. This comes as California's Department of Insurance is seeking record fines against State Farm. We'll dive into it after this.
Vince Vitrano for Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield. You should see what our new floors look like. And you can. But let's talk about you first. Whether you want to tighten things up before selling your house or you want to be more comfortable in your forever home, start at Hunt's Flooring. Our new hardwood floors are in. We could not be happier that we chose local, family-owned Hunt's Flooring. Text FLOOR to 855-616-1620 and I'll send you the before and after pics. Hunt's is ready for your project right now. Tell them Vinny sent you. Highway 100 in Greenfield, huntsflooring.com.
Hey, sounds good, Vinny. If you're looking for an easy, delicious dinner anytime, especially this week, head to Piggly Wiggly. Stock up on Connie's Thin Crust Pizza. You've got delicious pizzeria flavors right now, available for you at Piggly Wiggly or wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Sendix, you name it, you will find Connie's, you will find Urban Pie, you will find Screamin' Sicilian. We had one of those over the weekend, as a matter of fact, all made by Palermo's and all delicious. 60 years of making the best frozen pizza you will find. It's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Traffic accident southbound 894 south of Beloit Road. Do have the right lane blocked.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
About 2 miles past Bryan Road, there is a car fire on the right shoulder.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Debbie Lazaga, I want to thank you for the wonderful, wonderful job you do every day.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
61 degrees your high inland today, a little cooler near the lake, plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow's high 73 degrees, could bring about some rain. Might hear some rumbles of thunder throughout the day. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. It's 50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 217. So there's a court hearing today in California for Jonathan Ridnernecht. He's charged with destruction of property by means of fire for starting the Palisades fire in January of 2025. The judge is expected to hear arguments regarding what evidence will be admissible in the upcoming criminal trial. The fire killed 12. It destroyed over 6,000 structures. Insurance to the rescue, right? Not exactly. This comes about a week after the California Department of Insurance is seeking record fines against State Farm after an investigation found the company systematically mishandled claims filed as a result of the fires. Here's what the investigation found. Over 398 violations of state law in 52% of the sampled claims. Unreasonable delays, underpayments, excessive red tape for survivors. If any of that sounds familiar to you, it's because you've heard our monthly updates with Caitlin Morrell, Burlington native, Pacific Palisades resident. She's been displaced from her home, which is still standing, by the way, since January of 2025. She is still not in that home. Caitlin joins us on our video stream right now. Text the word WATCH to 855-616-1620. Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Lots to take in there. You've got court proceedings today, but I do want to start with State Farm because I'm sure a lot of that sounds familiar to you. It's what you've shared with us over the last year or so. But do those numbers really put it into perspective? 398 violations, 52% of the sampled claims were mishandled.
It really does. And we are a family that complained to the California Department of Insurance. We submitted our complaint and our request for assistance to the department back in November. And one of the things that the insurance companies provide to you right after you file a claim is a summary of the Unfair Claim Settlement Act. And up until last week, I could identify about 5 articles of that State Farm had violated with our claim. And then even after this news that we just got about the Department of Insurance seeking fines and suspension of State Farm, our current claim specialist seemingly violated another part of that act. Even after the fact, some people thought this would make State Farm take notice and maybe straighten up. And we are going to deal with another unreasonable delay as of Thursday last week. And the newest issue is he misrepresented the terms of our policy to us.
And what number adjuster is this? Could you remind us?
This is officially number 6, but we also had a temporary a claim specialist in January. So maybe 7, 6.5, 7.
6.5 or something. We'll call it that. But excessive nonetheless. You know, it's a story that others are dealing with too, Caitlin. Did you have any contact with the California Department of Insurance? Did you report anything to them to be included in these number of violations or the percentage of folks who had claims mishandled?
Yes, we did kind of a whole summary, the different things we've found. Some of the things that happened were one of the vendors that they utilized had a fraudulent signature on their report. So the report said the undersigned visited the home on this date. The person who signed the report never visited our home. Another thing I found was their HVAC vendor did a report that said the system is fully operational, but if I go back and look at my smart thermostat, you can see that the technician who came never operated the machine. It was run for 0 minutes on the day of the inspection, so they put false information in their untested information in their report. The unreasonable delays, we had a vendor come in to look at the windows after the fraudulent report was signed off on. State Farm didn't pay that vendor for 80 days after his inspection, so they were delinquent in payment, causing unreasonable delay. The latest unreasonable delay is they did toxin testing of our home. We gave them clearance to come in after remediation on March 4th. They didn't send somebody to test it until April 28th, and now they say it's going to be another 4 weeks before we will even have the peer review of that report.
Are you getting a sense as you look at what your situation is right now that it feels a little bit like you get close enough to potentially seeing an opportunity to get back home, and then it's just back again, close, back again, close, back again? Is that resonating?
You have hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it feels like. As soon as we get momentum, we get excited, and then it's like you get a gut punch. And it takes the wind out of your sails. I think I told my husband yesterday, I'm kind of tanking out emotionally because you have these high highs, low lows, everything in between. And while it's going on, you can't even go to sleep in your own bed at night. You can't take comfort in being in your own home because you're still living in somebody else's home.
Well, and to that point, Caitlin, it's not like you can just change insurance companies here right now either, right? I mean,
Right.
like, this is your insurance provider, for better, for worse. Now, once everything is solved, maybe you make a change, but you can't really do anything else about it, right? Anything State Farm presents to you, you sort of have to take it and move on. You complain, you can file complaints, you can make all the phone calls you want, but boy, it seems like you're kind of stuck with them.
That's another total encapsulation of what you're feeling right now, is just stuck. I almost sometimes say it's like you're being held hostage from your home by the insurance company, because we're trying so hard to move back to our home and they're making it as difficult as possible, to a point where, I need to ask for more rent money because, there's another 4 weeks until this testing comes through. Well, that's a month. So I can't do anything inside the home, like paint it, address the flooring situation, until that review comes back. And sure, that review could come back and say everything's fine, and then we can move ahead, but you still have waited that amount of time with no answers and nothing to do. So we are still trying to do as much as we can do on our own, kind of control the things you can control, but it's getting hard to do that because you can't even buy furniture for the interior of the home because the work isn't done there.
How would you say, Caitlin, this whole experience has changed your idea of what is considered home? There's the expression, home is where the heart is, and everyone has a different way to describe what it means to be home. Has all of this completely warped that for you and your husband?
It has. There's a detachment you feel when you go back to the house. I think at this point we now call it the house, because the place that we've been renting for over a year feels more like home to us. That's, where we come back to after vacation. That's where we come home from school every day or from sports. And the only difference is the neighborhood of Pacific Palisades really feels like home. So when you go back, a lot of restaurants are still open. The post office is open. I'm really excited. Our son's karate dojo is reopening at the bottom of our hill in the next month. And you still see people and you still share stories, you commiserate together, you celebrate the wins together. And I always say Pacific Palisades is kind of like a small Midwestern town next to the ocean, and it still has that feel. And that's what I'm holding on to right now, and that's what makes me excited. Especially, I go back a few times a week, check in on things. Our roof was replaced last week. Our windows are going to be replaced starting tomorrow. And so I'm kind of going back and forth a lot more than I had been. And you start to see new houses every single time you go back, even with just a couple days in between, and businesses reopening or new businesses coming in. And we are still all celebrating that together. And it's still the loving, welcoming, homey place that it always has been.
Do you have a new target in mind for when you think you might be able to move in? I know this changes every time we talk to you, Caitlin.
Well, it is still officially July 7th, which was last time we spoke. That's what it was too. But I did tell our claims specialist when he said that we had another 4 weeks until this testing result came back. I said, you're going to need to extend our rent then, because you've now wasted another month of our time. And that's a month that, like I said, we can't buy mattresses and put them in the house. You can't buy appliances. You can't paint. The floors could be toxic. We don't know. And then if they are, we have to get new flooring ordered and installed. So that, again, it's like being in limbo, just a 2 steps forward, 1 step back type thing.
Well, we hope we can continue progressing forward. We always appreciate your updates. Caitlin, hang in. You've got a state of people here behind you, hoping for the best for you and your family.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Caitlin Morrell joining us, Burlington native. You might remember her from Channel 4 doing Morning Traffic as part of their morning news program with Vinny and Susan. And she's been displaced from her home for well over a year now, and hopefully to be back sometime here mid-summer. It's 2:26. News coming up next.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyoulivematters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyoulivematters.org.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. If your garage door or opener is giving you problems, don't worry about it. Give my friends at Geist a call today. If you need a new door or opener, they've got great brands and incredible inventory. CHI and LiftMaster in stock from floor to ceiling, ready to go for you should your project require it. If you got a custom job, no problem. Geist can handle that as well. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, just visit geistdoors.com. Their showroom is in Brookfield. It's right off Barker Road. Wonderful people. They can maybe even walk you through a troubleshooting solution over the phone. That could save you a little bit of time. It's Geist. Don't think twice. Call Geist and visit geistdoors.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Spring into better vision at Shopko Optical. Vince Vitrano here. All starts with a comprehensive eye exam from a skilled optometrist. Takes a look at your eye health and overall well-being. Need glasses, contacts, maybe both? At Shopko Optical, get expert care and the perfect eyewear for your lifestyle, all in one convenient visit. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I go to the one at Hales Corners. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam. Shopko Optical, partners in your eye care.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20 plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no obligation consultation today.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It is Monday, May 11th. Your top story, a deadly overnight fire in Sheboygan.
I'm Adam Roberts. A bipartisan deal means millions is heading back to Wisconsin residents.
Sunny high of 61 inland, little cooler near the lake. Clouds on the increase tonight at a low of 40. Rain is likely on Tuesday, high of 73. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Wednesday's high 61. It's 50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 2:30.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Redistricting efforts continue in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision impacting the Voting Rights Act. South Carolina, now the latest state to look at redrawing maps, including the district of lone Democratic House member Jim Clyburn. ABC Washington Bureau Chief Rick Klein has more.
You can put voters in a new district, but you can't force them who to vote for. So if you move those voters, including in Congressman Clyburn's district, which is a majority black district in South Carolina, into other districts, the fight becomes for those other districts. Someone like Jim Clyburn, he's been elected 17 times to Congress. His district has changed a number of times.
President Trump heads to China later this week for talks. A White House official says more than a dozen CEOs of major U.S. businesses will be joining him in Beijing. Talks, though, still likely to center around the war with Iran. It comes after the president rejected Iran's response to a ceasefire. 18 passengers evacuated from the Dutch cruise ship due to a hantavirus outbreak, now in quarantine in Nebraska and Georgia, waiting to get the all clear from health officials. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 2:31.
One person and a dog are dead following an overnight house fire in Sheboygan.
We have the occupant located. Message received. Bring him all to the front. Event for 61. He is obviously deceased.
That audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Fire crews were responding to a home near Pershing Avenue just after midnight this morning. After reports of smoke and smoke alarms sounding inside the house, they found the fire burning in the kitchen and stairway area. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Several security officers at Mayfair Mall accidentally pepper sprayed while trying to break up a fight Saturday afternoon.
Wauwatosa police say officers responded to the mall around 2:15 for two people fighting. Investigators say mall security attempted to use pepper spray during the incident, but several security officers were accidentally sprayed instead. One security officer was taken to the hospital for treatment, and police say the two people involved in the fight were cited for disorderly conduct. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Governor Tony Evers and state Republican leaders reach a bipartisan deal to provide property tax relief while investing in Wisconsin schools. Senior advisor to the MMAC, Tim Sheehy, breaks down what's included in the proposal here on Midday.
Wisconsin will now cover 50% of the cost of special education, up from 42%. You're going to get a property tax reduction for both local and technical college school districts. Money will be put towards that. The tax rebate, $600 per married couple, $300 for an individual filer. And then I believe there's also an exemption for tips being taxed in overtime.
The legislature will take up the deal for a vote when they return to the state capitol later this week.
Milwaukee residents will have more options when it comes to fall leaf collection this year. The city saying people can continue their traditional rake-out collection method or use compostable paper lawn bags for pickup. That's a method being introduced this year in response to leaves clogging drains and catch basins leading to flooding last month. DPW Commissioner Gerald Kruschke.
Your bag leaves will be picked up more frequently. When you think of the operation, we're putting leaves to the curb or into that parking lane and then pushing them. It takes multiple steps. If you just have a bag there and we're running crews through the city, it's going to be easier for us to basically pick those up.
Those using the traditional rake-out collection method should keep leaves away from storm drains, as also leave a gap near the curb for water to flow.
And the Racine Zoo says goodbye to one of its longtime animals. The zoo says its female eastern black rhino, Timu, has been transferred to another accredited zoo. It's part of the breeding recommendation through the Association of Zoos and their survival plan. The move is aimed at helping increase the critically endangered eastern black rhino's population, which has declined in the wild over the past several decades. Timu arrived at the Racine Zoo in 2003.
Sports, traffic, and weather coming up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in eastern Wisconsin. So there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit frederick.com/cancer.
Mark Reinhardt is IT manager at ACS Group. Mark, your company has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for years. Right out of the blocks, would you recommend James to others?
Yes, I've had nothing but a great experience with James Imaging Systems, and I would definitely want to share that with others.
A great experience in what way?
I think it's just a personal touch. They actually listen to our needs, walking our business, and finding out what solutions we need to do our job better.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation, adding up to more bang for your business technology dollar.
Yeah, we are absolutely getting a return on investment on the dollars we're spending with James Imaging Systems.
Mark, safe to say ACS Group is happy?
Very happy with James Imaging Systems. People are smiling.
Put a smile on your face with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Now that the weather is becoming wonderful, let's think less work, more play. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited replace that deck, build the outdoor kitchen, add a covered structure, how about an automated pergola with automated screens? Let us build a space for you that you'll never have to paint. All you need to do is play, enjoy, live. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. The showroom is amazing, perfect to start your journey. Less work, more play, Outdoor Living Unlimited.
This is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Your home should be the one place that you feel completely comfortable and safe, but old, drafty windows can steal that feeling. At Ridgetop Exteriors, we bring that peace of mind back. As Wisconsin's leading Pella Premier contractor, we install beautiful, secure windows and doors that can save you up to 40% on your energy bills. Get a home full of new Pella windows for as low as $198 a month. Learn more at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers' 6-game homestand continues on Tuesday night, taking on the San Diego Padres after a sweep of the Yankees. Impressive trip for the Brewers begins with that 3-game sweep.
Having both of those guys in the lineup, we've talked about it for a while, has just been something we've certainly missed. And you saw Churio, it feels like that guy could just roll out of bed and hit you a double. I mean, it's incredible what he can do. Both those guys are pros, and they're so talented, and just to have them back in the lineup has been a ton of fun to watch.
Brewers president of baseball operations Matt Arnold commenting on the return of Jackson Churio and Andrew Vaughn. As for the Bucks, no draft lottery luck for them. They hold steady at the number 10 position as a result of the NBA's draft lottery. Got the NBA draft scouting combine happening this week in Chicago. The actual draft begins June 23rd.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ time saver traffic. Our trouble spot all afternoon has been 4145. It's really been incident free, but the delays have definitely been present all afternoon. You'll still see them as you head south of Good Hope all the way down past Capitol Drive towards Burleigh right now is going to be slow through that construction. 4145 north, meanwhile, from Highway 100 up to Capitol also will be on the brakes before it's smooth sailing north from there. And then 94 east and west between 27th and Mitchell Boulevard past the stadium will be just a touch slow. Also starting to see volume pick up on 43 south from about Fond du Lac Avenue through the Marquette towards the high-rise bridge. And that volume will pick up as we get into your afternoon drive home this hour.
61 degrees inland, your high today. Sunny skies, overnight low in the 40s. Clouds should roll in. Tomorrow, chance of rain here, high of 73. And thunderstorms are possible, maybe around in the morning, then again in the evening hours. It's 50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 239. Well, it's a very interesting week for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Wednesday of last week, the Bucks introduced Taylor Jenkins as the next head coach of the franchise.
I've got a vision. I've got a game plan partnering with John, Jimmy, and ownership to really figure out how we're going to build this roster. But I've got a style of play in mind that's going to unlock even more for these guys.
Still, the introduction of Jenkins a little overshadowed by the public comments from co-owner Jimmy Haslam regarding the future of Giannis.
Communications are complicated at times because you have agents involved, you all the press involved, and you have the player involved. We never had any problem communicating directly with Giannis at all. Always knew where he stood, and I think he always knew where we stood. We've had those kind of conversations since the season was over. And like I said, the draft's June 23rd and 24th, so sometime over the next 6 or 7 weeks, we'll decide whether Giannis is going to sign a max contract and stay with us, or he's going to play somewhere else. And John and Taylor, and along with Wes and myself, will make that call, and we understand the gravity of that call.
So those comments were made Wednesday prior to the Bucks learning its fate in the NBA draft lottery, which was held Sunday afternoon. And
pick number 10 will be made by the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, so you got some postseason hurdles happening here. You got the new coach. You've got inflammatory comments from co-owner Jimmy Haslam on the timeline here for making a decision on Giannis, and essentially it'll be made before the NBA draft. And now you've got the draft lottery, so the Bucks are going to pick number 10. But as the draft lottery was being conducted, this story broke. Bucks co-owner Wes Edens was identified as the victim of a massive $1.2 billion blackmail and sextortion scheme. What? Shangli Sophia Lowe. She's a New York entrepreneur. She was arrested on June 14th of 2025 at JFK. She was allegedly attempting to flee to China. The arrest occurred about a month after FBI agents searched her Manhattan apartment, and they discovered all sorts of hidden devices containing manipulated sexually explicit material. She had cameras all over the place. She had stuff that would record her behind closed door doings, and she was using it for blackmail. And the material she had included the likeness of Eden's. Now, prosecutors are saying his face was superimposed onto another person's body. This is not Wes Eden's, though there's no denial that he had interaction with Lowe. Lowe demanded over $1 billion from Eden's, threatening to release these photos and videos of what is being described as a torrid but short-term affair. So she said, hey, you want to protect yourself? Pay me $1 million and I won't do anything with these photos. Don't pay me and I'm letting these things fly.
She certainly knows that he's probably got the cash around.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Eden's initially agreed to a $6.5 million settlement, which included $1 million up front, just to make this go away. But those negotiations reportedly collapsed when Lowe allegedly tried to increase the demand to over $1.2 billion after a health diagnosis. Well, what could that have been? Well, she got an STD and tried to blame it on Eden's for more money. Eden's reportedly has been cooperating with federal authorities for months. He's expected to testify under oath at an upcoming trial. Lowe, for whatever it's worth, remains under house arrest. She never got on that plane. She was arrested, and she's got to stay at home until this trial is complete and may end up in jail for all we know. But all of this was breaking as Wes Eden's daughter was on stage representing the Bucks at the draft lottery. Apparently, Wes was there, too, and decided not to comment on this story. It is a legal matter at this point. I'm not sure that he could say much. Reportedly, in fact, Jimmy Haslam said it last week, Wes was in Europe, and that's why he was not on stage with Bucks brass, John Horst, Taylor Jenkins, and co-owner Jimmy Haslam at the Jenkins introduction last week, Wednesday. What a week!
I had to breathe for a second. That is just so much. It makes you almost long for those days when we're just sitting here in May talking about the X's and O's of the upcoming season. But we can't do that now because there's so much in front of us and so many decisions to be made. And then, yeah, you pile this on top of it. That's one of your co-owners between Jimmy and Wes. It's a firestorm right now.
I don't know where this goes from here necessarily. The next element of the Bucks offseason will be the draft and the subsequent discussions of Giannis and his future, long-term in Milwaukee or maybe traded to another team. Giannis apparently is around the Milwaukee area right now. In fact, he was spotted at the zoo over the weekend, which I think is nice. There's a TikTok circulating on Giannis where like a fan sees him in his truck and is, hey, Giannis, and he just says, it's a 2-second TikTok. They don't want me, man. Saying that the Bucks don't want him. That may be the case. It may not end up being the case, but that is the story. I guess it's off the court, but pertaining to on the court here with the Milwaukee Bucks you have to follow over the next few weeks. But this Wes Eden story, because he's going to be on trial, is certainly one that will not go away.
Yeah, and you have to mention it now because, as we were saying before, otherwise it's suddenly a month and you see one of the co-owners of the Bucks taking his right hand and swearing, and you'd be wondering, like, what in the world? But here we are.
You had one owner, Alex Lasry. Well, Lasry was the son. Mark Lasry was the owner. He and Wes Eden, Jamie Dinan came in together. Lasry apparently got frustrated with the structure of ownership. He wanted out. Jimmy Haslam comes in. He brings with him a little bit of drama in mismanaging the Cleveland Browns franchise, but has found success in other aspects and business ventures. You have Peter Fagan forced to leave. Josh Glessing is now in, and we've talked to Josh in this program. He's a great guy. I enjoyed talking to him as well. Where are the days where Herb Curl owned the team and he just had bad basketball?
When you get those book it tickets for free and you could just sit wherever you wanted.
Yeah,
maybe you didn't have to pay at all.
Right? Hold on for that lottery pick and hope, right? Well, now you got a little bit of drama off the court here for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's 2:45.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert here with my son David, Accunet's president and chief metaphor officer. What do you have for us this time?
Dad, for a lot of sellers, selling their home is like handing over a family photo album. Every room in that house has a birthday memory or a trombone lesson or that last Mother's Day brunch before the kids moved out. The seller isn't just transferring a deed, They're saying farewell to a chapter of their life.
So buyers need to walk through the front door with that in mind.
Absolutely. It's not just a financial transaction. It's a transfer of trust. Sellers and their agents are looking to say yes to the buyer who is strong enough and safe enough to make good on their offer.
So what does that look like in practice?
It looks like a rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval and a thoughtfully crafted offer that tells the seller, I will show up.
Because when the seller is deciding who will get the keys and the metaphorical family photo album,
you want them to feel the best about handing them to you.
Get started with your rock-solid pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, focused on business. An amazing story here of Horicon Bank, founded in 1896. Greg Matzik with you, reminding you that Horicon Bank has been doing banking differently for over 100 years. In fact, celebrating 130 years in business. If you got a business, connect with Horicon Bank. Those financing requests can be approved in days and not weeks. Your banker understands you and how to get things done. That's Horicon Bank, where service and products go hand in hand. Relatively new branches popping up here in southeastern Wisconsin. They are expanding their footprint, but they've not lost that community-minded approach. It's New Berlin, Wauwatosa, Menominee Falls, Grafton, West Bend, all new for Horicon Bank, but not new for you. 130 years of doing business in Wisconsin. Together doing good for 130 years, that's the story. That's Horicon Bank, member FDIC.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Lauren Larson with your 5-day storm team forecast. Cool and sunny today with temperatures making it to the mid-50s. Overnight, still seeing those cold temperatures likely to fall into the upper 30s across southeast Wisconsin. Now, Tuesday will be warmer with temperatures in the low 70s, but that comes with some rain showers. Rain likely throughout the morning, and then a chance for some stronger thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening. As you look towards Wednesday, we are back below average with highs in the low 60s and mostly sunny skies, sunshine and low 60s for Thursday as well, before the storm chances and 70s return into the weekend. Latest weather updates are always available at TMJ4.com. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Lauren Larson.
50 and sunny in Milwaukee at 2:49. I don't spend a lot of time reading the Chicago Tribune. Or any paper for that matter, to be honest with you. Look, it's the Journal Sentinel, and that's about it. Although I do like some articles from the Wall Street Journal, which I still have a subscription for somehow, some way, but it's the online version, and they do some really good work at the Wall Street Journal, including that story about Wes Edens that we talked about. So here's a link from the Chicago Tribune editorial that was published on Sunday. The editorial is the Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport better than Chicago O'Hare? And it talks about some of the exciting things happening at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport, but really it focuses on the ease with which travelers come in and out of the airport. I've not had too many issues flying in and out of O'Hare, but it's no doubt busy. And commonly the biggest issue is getting there, getting parked, and then getting to wherever you need to go inside the airport.
I would agree.
I've not had too many issues with delays, though sometimes you land and it feels like your taxi is longer than your flight. That definitely happens at O'Hare. But again, it points to ease and convenience here in Milwaukee. So you wanted to read just a little excerpt from this editorial. For anyone in the northern suburbs, Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport is a straight, easy shot north on I-94. It's served by all the major domestic airlines. Parking is a breeze. No Chicago O'Hare-style crowds. There's even a cool indie bookstore inside the terminal. Milwaukee's airport can't outdo its mega rival 70 miles away, but it's sure trying, and everyone who depends on O'Hare should be rooting for it. Travelers could be in for a rough summer as the world's busiest airport, with higher prices in the offing amid steep fuel costs, especially with rock-bottom Spirit Airlines now out of business. As ORD, O'Hare, expands, Milwaukee can help take the pressure off. Critically, its long runways can handle the wide-body jets typically used for porting cargo. It also has complementary infrastructure around it, including a warehouse, logistics, and building lining I-94, and MKE has open land that O'Hare lacks, inviting further development. The ease of flying out of Milwaukee cannot be understated. It is easy. It is simple. Some feel like they have to go to O'Hare because the flight options are better. They might be more numerous, and maybe they do a stay and fly where they stay at a hotel, get that shuttle that goes to O'Hare so they don't have to bother with parking, and they would rather deal with that drive back home and drive to the airport. But I get it. If you're especially north in Chicago, getting to Milwaukee might be easier than getting 20 or 30 minutes away from where you live to O'Hare.
Certainly, if you want to travel internationally, no question about it. Like, O'Hare is objectively one of the best options in the upper Midwest for it. Last time I flew international was out of O'Hare, and if I had to do it again, I probably would there as well. With Milwaukee's airport, it's so funny. I always think sometimes about, when you find, if you're a camper and you find that secret spot and you love that spot and you go to it all the time and not many people know about it, and then all of a sudden it's just someone finds out about it and they're peppering it out on all your social media feeds. There's Instagram shots of it. Oh, quaint. How nice. Boy, it's nice. Come check this out. And then suddenly there's like a line for an hour of people trying to get to that one spot. I don't think we're ever going to get to that at Mitchell, but it does seem like there are a lot of pieces being written kind of similar to this editorial's vein of, yeah, everyone goes here, but check out this cool, fun thing that's not too far away.
You could write a similar article on that. It's easier to get to a Brewers game than a Cubs game, right? It's kind of the same principle here. You're battling a lot of different things to try and get to the north side of Chicago to watch a Cubs game. If you want more flights, more options, fly Milwaukee, right? I mean, the more travelers that work through Milwaukee, the more opportunities for flights there will be. And there's some seasonal routes, and there are some nonstop routes. I think if people could raise their hand, they'd say not enough nonstop out of Milwaukee to certain places. And while that might be true, you increase those opportunities with more frequent travel in and out of the city.
Yeah, I do find that all the time with in-laws that live in Texas. There really is only one direct flight, and it's United, and I'm a stickler for the Delta Sky Miles Club, so I will always fly Delta, almost always. And yeah, no direct flights there. But to your point, if you want more of those, you got to put the bodies there. So there's that symbiotic relationship.
2:54 on WTMJ. We'll wrap up the program with some final thoughts after this.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can easily find the products you need and trust at unbeatable prices? Right now, during our spring fencing sale, save 25% on Krylon brushable and spray paints, $10 off Gordon's 2.5-gallon liquid weed and feed or Trimet concentrate, and 16 packs of Blaine's brand AA or AAA batteries, just $6.99. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. John@WTMJ.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
If you missed any of the program, check out our podcast page built by Siding Unlimited. We are online, segments, shows, stuff you may have missed. Our podcast page at WTMJ.com will take you right there, including a very interesting conversation we had earlier today with Anthony Sikorsky. He's about to become the youngest MU Law School graduate in 75 years. He started high school at the age of 9. He started college at the age of 14 at Carroll University, and then he got admitted to the law program at Marquette, and at the age of 21, he will graduate this weekend from the MU School of Law. Oh, by the way, he's also battling cystic fibrosis and Crohn's disease. Just an unbelievable story.
And his next chapter is going to take him to the halls of the Wisconsin Supreme Court and be working as a clerk for Justice Annette Ziegler, who is retiring next year. So I'd be really interested in asking him about the dynamics of those conversations, trying to get your boss ready while also maybe she has one foot out the door also at the same time.
You can also check it out on our YouTube channel. Wisconsin's Midday News is on YouTube. Hop into our studio each and every day. We are out of time. Adam and I back again tomorrow. John and Julia warming up in the bullpen. Wisconsin's Afternoon News begins in just a few minutes.
Wet basements and foundation problems? For over 20 years, Accurate has been the Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing. Whether it's cracked walls, drain tile issues, or water in your basement, they've got you covered. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Call Accurate Basement Repair today at